Bush Day, National LGBTQ Veterans Day. By the way, I really don't care about your sexual preference. If you're a veteran, God bless you. Pepperoni Pizza Day, National Punch Day, National Backpack Awareness Day, String Cheese Day, going on all day today. Anxious Democrats sounding off on the Washington Post about their increasing concerns about Joe Biden's age and his availability for the election in 2024. But the president guarantees that he's fine and he'll defeat Herbert Hoover in the next election. He is guaranteed. Yeah. Some Democrats really pooping in their pants right now. But at least Biden feels like, yeah, he's pooping his pants. And John Fetterman, have you seen John Fetterman lately? Looks like a different John Fetterman. I'm just going to say, I have thought before that Joe Biden is not Joe Biden. They are actually using like a body double for Joe Biden because he doesn't look like the old Joe Biden. Just saying. John Fetterman now has the porn star mustache and still wearing the goofy clothes. But so he deflected the criticism about his dress on Capitol Hill. Senate, of course, suspending the traditional dress code, requiring him to wear a jacket and a tie. Fetterman's wardrobe looks like he got it at Goodwill. Just throwing it out there. But he looks like a totally different guy with the porn star stash now. He's looking like, looked like he could be in the movies. Yeah, not like Hollywood movies. Looked like he could be in the movies.
Chicka, chicka, bang, bang.
Yeah, exactly. Check of the weather this morning being brought to you by Roadrunner Grill. Our buddies find them at their brand new location, 811 East Main in Artesia. Brand new number also, 575-736-2573. Call them today. Call in advance if you want them to prepare meals for everybody in the office. They can accommodate you. Also, preparing meals for folks in the patch. I can't tell you how many oil and gas companies have used this service where, Roadrunner Grill and Barbecue have prepared the meals and they picked it up. And it's one way to say thank you for doing an awesome job that people remember. And that's with food. Give them a call in advance. Brand new number, 575-736-2573. Roadrunner Grill and Barbecue in their brand new location, 811 West Main Street, Artesia. Of course, that's the Touchdown Barbecue location. And you can still get the great barbecue and all the great food from Roadrunner Grill. 95 the high today, sunny skies, isolated showers tonight, 20% chance of rain, 68 the overnight low. Rain tomorrow, that rain chance could get up to a 30% chance by tomorrow afternoon. High temperature cooling off to about 89. Friday, the rain is gone. And if you're heading to a high school football game, no need to worry about the rain. Check up the weather this morning being brought to you by Rig Outfitters in the home store, Broadmoor Mall, Hobbs America, FR Collection. They've got coveralls. They've got the jeans. They've got everything you need to go to work in the patch, including steel-toe boots and hard hat safety gear and more. And, of course, they have a huge selection of furniture, appliances, and electronics. Looking for a brand new TV as the Cowboys are winning. You want the big screen TV. They can accommodate that with zero down financing. Right next door is Scrub Outfitters. They have the largest selection of scrubs in southeast New Mexico. Healing Hands, Met Couture, Peaches, and more. Comfy shoes and the cute compression socks. They don't have what you're looking for, and make sure and tell them about it, and they'll get it for you. Yeah, Scrub Outfitters, Rig Outfitters, and the home store in the Broadmoor Mall. Tom in the studio, yeah?
I'm right here. B, I was working on a release from Hobbs Police saying that they received the threats of a school shooting. Now, this was made through Snapchat. According to Hobbs Police, they released a statement about threats of a school shooting via Snapchat. And according to New Mexico State Police, they were provided screenshots of the school shooting threat through the social media app in the area of Alamogordo. That's where this thing came from. The City Hobbs says several agencies are working diligently to find the origin of that threat. Hobbs police have not confirmed, let me repeat that, have not confirmed any credible threats to the Hobbs municipal schools at this time, but they have increased surveillance to all Hobbs schools this morning.
Now, when you say you were working on that, that means you were like typing out the press release?
Well, no, I was making sure I needed to be accurate to what I was going to say this morning. So this is a very serious thing.
Sounds like you were reading right off the press release.
Oh, not really. I mean, they provided the information that we needed, but yeah.
So, no, they don't believe it's probably.
No, it is not credible. They don't believe it is credible.
All right, our number 877-396-W105. Price of oil on the way. Tweet of the day after Russell Brand, the BBC, over the weekend, saying that Russell Brand, they're distancing themselves away from Russell Brand and some of the news stories that are coming out. I got to say, the timeline, the things that the women are saying, this could come back to bite him on the bootay. And Adriana Grande files for divorce, 2 years of marriage, and they are done. And Danny Matheson, of course, he was on the 70s show. His wife has filed for divorce from him, and he's facing 30 years to life for a rape sentence.
My goodness.
So she saw the writing on the wall and said, I'm checking out of here. All right, number 877-396-W105B in the Breakfast Club. Tweet of the day in just a second. Tom in the text. He's in charge of the texts.
Oh, we're waiting on our first few texts here in a moment, B. So, as soon as they come in, we'll start reading them.
Really?
How about a refresh?
I did.
All right, can we get to the price of oil? Or maybe that's not in yet. Price of oil this morning being brought to you by Spinnaker Oilfield Submitters. Get in touch with them today. They have hired everybody they can possibly hire. And so no openings right now, but want to work for a great company? When these guys have openings, you want to apply because they offer top pay and one of the best benefit packages in the industry. They are a drug-free employer and, of course, an equal opportunity employer. You can find out more information about them at greatoilfieldjobs.com.
West Texas Intermediate checks in at $92.39. Brent crude, $95.35, and the price of natural gas is $2.81.
Thank you, Tom. Thank you. All right, our number 877-396-W105. New Mexico representatives are going ahead with the impeachment of the governor. So John Block and Stephanie Lord formally launched the impeachment process of the governor. That happened yesterday when John Block of Alamogordo and Stephanie Lord of Sandia Park officially initiated the process to impeach the governor of New Mexico. Lawmakers introduced the certificate forum for their colleagues in the state House and Senate to sign, signaling their call for a special session that could come later in the year to remove the governor from office. This story continues to grow legs and get national attention. National attention that is not a good sign for the governor. And our buddy Larry Behrens wrote a story on just this. And Larry Behrens said, was New Mexico governor's failure just a trial balloon that was set up? Most of the country couldn't have picked New Mexico Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham out of a lineup a few weeks ago, but now everybody in the United States can probably pinpoint her. Could it be maybe a trial balloon that went up that she could make a list to be the vice president in the next election, or maybe a cabinet position? Larry Behrens, by the way, this story, this op-ed piece in townhall.com, you ought to go read it. Is it just a trial balloon that she was setting up? Or maybe she was carrying the water for the Democrats to test it and see where it went. By the way, it didn't go far. It actually, it was like a big old dud. Didn't go far at all. All right, Americans trust the political system. Do you think that is at an all-time high or all-time low?
Low.
Low. Yeah, the share of Americans who have an unfavorable view on Democrats and Republicans is at an all-time high. I said this earlier in the year. The most popular party nowadays is the Independent Party. Favorable view on Republicans and Democrats is at an all-time high. Americans looking at both parties going, I'm pulling a Tom there. And so it's at a 70-year low, the trust in the Republican and Democratic Party. And when it comes to the voting system, we're also at an all-time low. I have found more respect for Deion Sanders in the last day or so.
Really? What happened?
Deion Sanders coming out talking about the young man that hit Travis Hunter. By the way, Travis Hunter also made a statement earlier yesterday. Colorado Buffaloes, of course, that game had 9.8 million people watching that ball game. There's one thing that Deion Sanders has brought to college football. That's a new interest in college football, like LeBron James, who is Mr. Know-It-All, Mr. Targeting. No, that kid should be kicked out for targeting, and maybe you ought to go back and read the rule, because targeting deals with a blow from the head,
right.
Head-to-head attack. But Deion Sanders coming out and saying death threats against Henry Blackburn. This kid was just doing his job. You can call it a dirty hit. You can call it what you want. It's football. Travis Hunter came out. I don't know if you saw the video of him dressed as a giraffe. He had like the giraffe little hoodie top on and the shirt. It was different. It was definitely different. But Deion talking about the death threats and said, whatever, it does not constitute, it should never constitute death threats. This is still a young man trying to make it in his life, trying to live his dream, trying to graduate with honors, committed to excellence, and maybe a chance to go to the NFL. He said he's a good player, had a phenomenal game. He had a tremendous hit on Travis on the sidelines. You can call it dirty, you can call it. He was just playing the game of football, and that's what I've been saying all along. It's the game of football. So Deion Sanders says the same thing. Travis Hunter says the same thing. No, if anybody should have hard feelings, I think it would be Travis Hunter, right?
Oh,
no,
yeah.
He said it's just football.
Yep.
He's a defensive back. He gets it. Same thing. All right, Gabe Vasquez. Does he condemn Michelle Lujan Gresham, the governor, and her health order of attacking the Second Amendment? I'll get to that. Tom in the text, 621. We're B on the Breakfast Club.
You know, I have registered as a Republican, says this one texter, my entire 47 years. But this year I registered as an independent. I believe that we need a new party, the one that believes in the Constitution and freedom, says the texter. Amen to that. And any publicity is good.
Whoa. I'm not going to let you say that. Amen to that. I'm not going to. You tore me to shreds when I left the Republican Party.
I damn sure did.
Yeah, but it sounds like a good idea now.
Well, hey, man.
You flip-flopping son of a buck.
And John in Carlsbad is saying, you know what? Any good publicity is good publicity, he says this morning.
Yeah, I guess.
And good morning, y'all. Thanks for the morning show. I always enjoy listening to you guys, says the texter. B?
All right, first time it's happened in a long time. So the wife was sleeping.
Yeah.
I went to the market to get me some fruit because a brother got to eat. And usually she has my meals prepared, but I didn't want to wake her up. This jet lag still kicking her butt and my butt. Her alarm went off at 3 a.m. again this morning. I told her if it happens tomorrow, I'm sleeping somewhere else. So tonight, if it goes up, I'm moving beds. But so I'll go to the market here in the Philippines, and I bought 1 kilo of grapes and 4 mangoes. And the guy said 454 pesos.
Oh.
That's almost $9.
Man.
So I think he gave me the long nose discount, which means he took advantage of me.
Sure did.
That's okay because I know who he is, and I'll point him out tomorrow to the wife, and she'll go over there and tear his butt out, and then he'll give the money back. That's the way that works, Tom. All right, Hobbs Airfield Speedway bringing you the tweet of the day. Tweet of the day being brought to you by Hobbs Airfield Speedway. Want to find out what is going on? All you have to do is go to the Hobbs Airfield Speedway. They're on Facebook, Instagram. They're even on TikTok. And Hobbs Airfield Speedway. Next race coming up. I do not have a schedule of the next race. I'm sure Jamal will be getting that to us shortly. You could always follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and on TikTok, or call Jamal, 575-631-5099. Get in touch with him today. All right, tweet of the day. I have no idea who this guy is. Louis Casey. Tom, do you know who Louis Casey
Louis
is?
sounds familiar, but no.
Russ, do you have any idea who Louis Casey is?
Is he a comedian?
He is a comedian. See, I had no idea who he was. But when he makes statements like this, what I want him to do, well, let me play the cut, and then I'll tell you what he needs to do. Here's Louis Casey making dumb statements.
My feeling is they should open the border, and just let them pour in, let everybody pour in, and then the answer, which is, well, then there will be all these problems. Yes, there should be. It shouldn't be so great here, is what I'm saying. In America, it shouldn't be. It's a weird thing to sequester a certain group of people and try to keep upping their lifespan and their lifestyle, and just keep trying to increase that for this group of people, and then this pressure of people trying to come in so they can enjoy it, and then it gets worse and worse down here. I mean, there's something wrong with that. That's not a system that's working, and it forces people to do cruel things to other people. There's a lot of people that die so Americans can be safe.
So what he's saying is that we should have open borders so Americans aren't living the good life. Yeah, and what I have to say to a guy like that, cool. Then what you ought to do is give your stuff up. Since you don't want us to live a good life, why the hell should you live a good life? So give your stuff up. Well, we'll start with you. We'll use you as a perfect example. What a dumb comment.
Is that not the classic lefty elite standpoint? See, it doesn't touch his life.
Yeah.
The millionaire
but it touch our lives.
Comedian. By the way, this is the same comedian that got in trouble for a few years ago for touching himself or something. Really? On a podcast thing. Hold on. I'll get you some stuff.
You just said podcast thing, and I was thinking he was touching his thing on a podcast thing.
That's exactly what he did.
Did I get that right?
You got that right. He was doing the tubing, like Mark Tubin.
Oh, yeah.
He was
like
playing with his tubing. And people seen it. He got in trouble, and he's basically, and then some other sexual misconduct things, and he was basically exiled during the Me Too movement, and now he's come back on.
So now he's making a return. Yeah, when I hear guys like that, I just go, well, let's start with you, bro. Let's start with you. And how many people have you taken into your home? I guarantee you the answer is none. Not one person. Continue to run your mouth, for sure. See, the greatest country in the world today doesn't mean we'll be the greatest country in the world later on. We keep going down this road. I pretty much guarantee that we will not be the greatest country in the world.
Okay. I was confusing two people. He wasn't touching his tubing. Louis K.C. is accused by 5 women of sexual misconduct.
Oh, I mean, that's it.
Right. That's all. And one accused him of rape. I'm going on through the deal. But he's way far lefty, so he skated on most of it. And
well, God bless him.
God bless him.
God bless him. Hope he has a great life. All right, 877-396-W105. We are on the Breakfast Club. Fetterman speaks about the UAW. We'll get to that. Gabe Vasquez, Democrat, trying to maybe move to the middle, voted yes to condemn Michelle Lujan Gresham in this public health order. Yeah, so Gabe Vasquez, the Democrat from Congressional District 3, that's Yvette Harrell's district, by the way, said, as a legal, responsible gun owner myself, I think we don't need to take rights away from law-abiding citizens and law-abiding gun owners in New Mexico. So Gabe Vasquez trying to move a little far to the middle because he knows that next race with Yvette is very, very, very tight. Extremely tight. So Gabe Vasquez even saying he's a law-abiding gun owner himself. So congratulations going out to Gabe. You may have pulled it off. Suspect pleads not guilty on the double shooting and chase. Suspect, double shooting, dramatic police chase that ended in a crash, South Roswell in April, has pled not guilty to multiple criminal counts. You know what I don't get about this, stories like this? Rusty Spike Johnson. You got people videoed the whole car chase. How can you deny that? How can you say you're not guilty of being involved in that? I mean, I would blame dementia, but you're only 50.
Right.
He entered a not guilty plea to 8 counts Monday during his arraignment in the 5th Judicial District Court in Chaves County. I'm a little confused because this happened back in April, and he's just getting to court. Johnson faced 3 counts of aggravated assault upon a police officer with a deadly weapon, 1 count of each of those, aggravated burglary with a deadly weapon, aggravated battery with a deadly weapon, aggravated fleeing from law enforcement, aggravated stalking, violation of protected order, and resisting and evading and obstructing an officer. So we got 8 total charges, and he's not guilty according to him. Investigators say in the afternoon of April 10th, Johnson rode a motorcycle on Harton Street while armed with a gun. He entered a home uninvited, opened fire, shooting and wounding a man and his son before leaving. Criminal complaint says that Johnson fled the scene where he went to a house on Kincaid Road where a family member had a restraining order against Johnson. So one thing led to, but he's not guilty. Pled not guilty to all charges. Ended up SWAT team got him out the house, and there you go. So he has been charged and maybe might go to prison for a while. California awarded $100 million from the federal government to plant trees to combat extreme heat. By the way, if the federal government would like to pay me money to plant trees in southeast New Mexico, if you want to pay me $100 million, I'll get it done. So they're going to plant trees from Los Angeles, San Francisco, and San Diego. The tree planting and maintenance, $100 million is part of the Biden Inflation Reduction Act. I'm just wondering how spending money will reduce inflation. I don't get that. I don't get any of it. Morning show this morning being brought to you by North Star Laundry, your one-stop shop for all your laundry. If you need your clothes washed, dried, and folded, they can accommodate that. Dry cleaning, starching, keeping you looking good. They have locations in Carlsbad and in Loving. By the way, if you want to take care of your own clothes, not a problem. They're open 7 days a week and have coin-operated machines. Find them in Carlsbad. You can find them at 609 West Lee Street in Carlsbad, 604 West Church Street in Carlsbad, and right there in Loving at 406 West Cedar. Tom and the text.
All right, so this texter is saying it's not a Lewis KC, it's Lewis CK, says the texter. And he goes on to say, I think it's just a perfect example of reverse psychology. Maybe it'll get people to thinking on the comedian statement this morning. And after the last election, I left the Republican Party, and the texter says, and went independent. Okay. Another texter says, honest politician is like prostitution being a virgin, says the texter. Okay. And another texter said, I'm a registered Republican, but have always voted and lived like an independent, says the texter. If you are registered as an independent, they don't let you vote in all elections?
Well, you can't vote for the Republicans in the primary.
Yeah.
And by the way, that will probably change the next election. When you have a high influx of independents, you have to do that. You're going to have open primaries where people can vote. Independents can vote on either party.
And buddy, go ahead, B. Finish up.
And then, there was one text.
Uh-huh.
Wait. They want to plant trees? I thought the old Bill Gates was about bulldozing and burying millions of trees to combat global warming. So which is it? Trees help or are they bad? Oh, my God.
The Biden Inflation Reduction Act, planting trees. That's putting money in somebody's pocket. That's for sure. I'd love to have that contract. I get Tom out there.
Jerm commented that the Libertarian Party is the constitutional party.
Yeah.
Look, I am more libertarian than I am any party, but they don't get any traction. And maybe part of the reason they don't get any traction, people like Tom hear the word libertarian and he thinks they're liberal. No, true story.
Ever.
No, and the Libertarian Party is more conservative than the Republican Party.
They are. But they're just not going to win. For some reason, they're not going to win.
Well, it's just not enough people that have decided that's the way they're going to go.
But that may be changing now. You went from Republican to Independent.
I sure did, Tom.
So
and Travis from Roswell commented, and didn't they just have a story that they were clear-cutting several hundred acres of forest in Tennessee to put in a solar farm?
It's like nothing else that the Democratic Party. This is just another way to put money in a guy that's already rich's pocket. That's all it is. Nothing more. All right, thought for the day being brought to you by Wakefield Oil, 35 years serving Southeast New Mexico. Quality products, excellent service, dependable, boom or bust. They deliver out in the patch, on-road or off-road. If you need DEF, unleaded, whatever you need, they got you covered, and including interstate batteries. Thought for the day being brought to you by Wakefield Oil, Mr. Wendell Wakefield. 35 years ago, brought the family to New Mexico. Thought for the day is the world isn't getting dumber. It's just easier for dumber people to get their opinions heard. It is my thought for the day, and I agree 100%. Like Fetterman. Fetterman talking about the UAW. I mean, the dude looks different, but he's got the porn stash going on now, but he's still dumb as a box of rocks.
So my message to the CEOs is, at $74 million, collectively earning that, how many yachts can they need, to yacht the water ski behind it. You know, I mean, it's just crazy.
I just got to say, they usually don't ski behind a yacht. I mean, it's a big boat. It would be the number one. The wake coming from the yacht would be problematic. So thank you, Fetterman, for that. 877-396-W105. Tom, you're a big fan of Mama said Tom Hanks?
No.
You're not a fan of Tom Hanks?
No. I like his movies, but not a fan of him.
Tom Hanks says he doesn't understand you people that won't wear a mask.
I simply do not get it. It is literally the least you can do. And if anybody wants to build up an argument about doing the least they can do, I wouldn't trust them with a driver's license. I mean, when you drive a car, you got to obey speed limits. You got to use your turn signal. You got to avoid hitting pedestrians. If you can't do those three things, then I get it. You shouldn't be driving a car. If you can't wear a mask and wash your hands and social distance, I don't understand. I got no respect for you, man.
Hey, he has no respect for you, man. None. You know, the good thing about it is I don't need Tom Hanks' respect to live my life. Doesn't bother me one bit. I'm good. I'm good to go. Not a problem. Thank you. Still to come, we got Joe Biden was at the UN yesterday, babbling and doing what Joe Biden usually does. You know who else was there? Have any idea, Tom?
No.
Zelensky was there. Wait for it.
Right.
He's going to be asking for a buttload of money. He will. Here's what he had to say about climate change. The dude has the Russians in his backyard, and he's concerned with climate change. Talking about we have places that have just disappeared in the ocean. I wish he would name one that's just gone. It just disappeared in the ocean.
New York, even though humanity is failing on its climate policy objectives, this means that extreme weather will still impact the normal global life, and some evil state will also weaponize its outcomes. And when people in the streets of New York and other cities of the world went out on climate protest, we all have seen them. And when people in Morocco and Libya and other countries die as a result of natural disasters, and when islands and countries disappear underwater, and when tornadoes and deserts are...
All right, I want to know where is this that we just had, like, they're just disappearing? What countries have disappeared?
Nobody.
And haven't we had natural disasters since the beginning of time? Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm a total a-hole. But haven't we had natural disasters since the beginning of time? I mean, they're to the point where they're calling fires, natural disasters. But are they natural disasters? Some fires are started by human beings. So I don't think that's actually a natural disaster.
Or by loose utility wires. That happened in
loose utility wires? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
You mean the wind swaying the utility wires and they're arcing? Is that what you would call loose utility wires?
Yeah.
Okay. I sometimes I need a clarification.
Well, you got to bring it.
Right,
you got to bring it to the level. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think anybody could get down to that level, bro. Not to your level. Joe Biden at the UN talking, actually reading, had a written speech in front of him. It sounds like Tom ad-libbing. Here we go.
And we are we're also discussing the potential for a new critical minerals dialogue to strengthen our energy security and supply chains for years to come. And third, we're launching a new initiative on disability rights. And I want to thank you all for your fruitful conversation today, which has already taken place. And I look
I'm going to be honest. I really don't get this whole UN thing. You know, we have screwed up America so bad. Why are we worried about the rest of the world? Why are we worried about Ukraine so much? Here, of course, Biden had to bring up Ukraine. I guarantee you, before the end of the day, Zelensky is going to want $24 billion more. Here we go.
We'll continue to stand with the brave people of Ukraine as they defend their sovereignty and territorial integrity and their freedom.
You know, one thing that Biden did not mention at the UN, and it would be that would be the place to mention it. What about our southern border? What about the influx of what's going on our southern border? Nothing was said about that. Joe Biden talks about giving the World Bank $25 billion. Why are we giving the World Bank $25 billion? So we're giving billionaires more billions at the cost of us taxpayers. I don't know. Maybe I am a separatist. Maybe I am, what do they call that, Russ? An inclusionist.
Yes.
Maybe I just don't care about other countries. Well, our country goes to hell in a handbasket. Why are we giving the World Bank, who already, they're bankers, they got money. Why are we giving them $25 billion?
Under the new president of the World Bank, change is already taking root. Last month, I asked the United States Congress for additional funds to expand World Bank financing by $25 billion. And the G20, we rallied the major economies of the world to mobilize even more funding. Collectively, we can deliver a transformational boost to World Bank lending.
I'm going to be honest. I've never applied for a loan with the World Bank. It doesn't affect my life in any way. Joe Biden, word salad at the UN.
There's only one answer to that question. We must and we will. The road ahead is long and difficult, but if we persevere and prevail, if we keep the faith in ourselves and show what's possible.
Oh, I mean, I love these politicians that say stuff that really don't say anything. Didn't really say a whole bunch. Joe Biden, spokesperson John Kirby, talking about why Biden didn't mention the immigration issue. He was in New York City. He sees the people on the street. He sees the thousands of illegal aliens that have gotten into our country because they let 76% of people in. They just let them loose. Here's Biden spokesperson John Kirby talking about why wasn't immigration talked about.
That he didn't have a specific conversation today doesn't mean that he hasn't had in the past or that he won't in the future or that the Secretary of State isn't also having these discussions. All these leaders realize, Martha, that it is a regional problem. It's not just because of one country's politics or one country's economics. There are just simply more people on the move, and there's a lot.
Yeah, the problem with they're just people on the move is who's paying the bill for this? It would be us. The immigration numbers are up. Here's the latest numbers that just came out.
CBP sources say they have encountered nearly 9,000 illegal immigrants a day at the southwest border since Friday. That's more than 35,000 in 96 hours.
96 hours, 30,000 plus individuals. And if you say, well, that really doesn't affect us, well, the numbers in El Paso, that might affect us.
Migrant crisis at the southern border is exploding once again. This morning, officials in El Paso say the Texas city is on the cusp of a third wave of migrants, and local shelters are already over capacity. The region has seen a spike in migrants at the Texas-Mexico border, averaging about 1,200 encounters per day.
Taking out trash coming up this morning. Our number 877-396-W105. Something awesome happening in Lincoln County. I'll get to that coming up next. Tom in the text.
You know, good morning, guys. This is John from Eunice, by the way. Regarding these repeat offenders, until we make prisons a place they don't ever want to go back, they won't fear it. It's a punishment, says the text. Now, they get 3 squares, air conditioning, weight rooms, and get used to living off the system. No wonder they're repeat offenders, says John this morning. And another texter is chiming in. Joe Biden always sounds like he has a rooster in his throat, says the texter. And B, you sound more like Tom every day. This one texter.
How the hell I'm sounding like Tom?
What I want to say, yeah.
That's the biggest offense you could ever give me.
Oh, by the way, another texter. Where is Will? One of the texters asking.
I don't know. I don't know if
he will be in later. He's taking care of other needed business.
Okay.
So, but please tell me how I'm sounding like Tom.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'll retire today. I won't wait to be escorted out of the building.
He has left the building. By the way, someone.
No. I won't be. I won't wait for somebody to escort me out, Tom. You got it wrong. I will go. I will go. The moment I start sounding like Tom, I will go.
Wow.
I got to go.
Robbie Landry is saying that the dude got the nerve to bash New York and the U.S. and wants more money to go ahead, says the text. Wow.
Look, Zelensky is like a prostitute. I encourage you to just go on YouTube. Look up Zelensky's comedy routine. When the dude was a comedian. He was a comedian. And he did this dance where he had his junk dangling in front of him.
Wow.
No, I'm serious. This is not me saying this. This is that you can go watch it yourself. From comedian to prostitute, because that's what he is. He's continuing to come back and ask us over and over. Looks like I saw our buddy Zach Cook and Riadosa posted up that Lincoln County Sheriff Mike Wood, our friend from way, way back, stood up at the county commissioners meeting yesterday morning and fiercely advocated for the passage of a resolution to rebuke the governor's latest assault on the constitutional rights. And by the way, they voted unanimously to come up with a resolution to rebuke the governor's statement. So they did exactly that. Thank you, Sheriff Mike Wood, and thank you, Lincoln County, for what you do. We appreciate that so, so much. So they said no to the governor. You know what I find contrary? Sanctuary cities are now bitching and moaning about being used as sanctuary cities. Don't you find that ironic? I find it kind of comical. 877-396-W105. We are beyond the Breakfast Club. Yellowstone drew 6.6 million viewers as it broadcast debut on CBS. 6.6 million viewers. And when that new MSG Sphere opens up later this month in Las Vegas, isn't that MGM? They said MSG. MSG, I thought, is something they put in our food.
Right, it's MG.
Besides the visual wonders you'll see, you also have a robot that will greet you. So a robot will greet you. And folk singer Roger Whittaker has passed.
Oh, no.
If you're over the age of 50, you probably heard that last farewell song. He was 87 years old when he died. Tom and the Tex, taking out trash things that happened on this date in history. We'll take a break and come right back. We got to qualify you for the cash we're giving away. Our number 877-396-W105.
All right, Jerm is saying this morning, maybe the bank blackmailed him and also threatened to back bricks. Jerm says this morning. And how about hating on Dion? And what's he doing in CU at Colorado University? Sounds like Tom hating on the Republicans.
Wait a second. I just said I found more respect for Deion Sanders. So I don't know how I'm hating him. Look, I've said all along, Deion Sanders has gotten way too much hype over the summer. Way too much hype. Way too much hype. But that's just me saying I'm a college football fan. So I wasn't hating on Deion Sanders. I quoted Deion Sanders, and Deion Sanders saying the kid that hit his kid, Travis Hunter, was not in the wrong. It's the game of football. So I don't know what you're talking about, me hating on Deion.
Anyway, they make
leave Coach Hype alone, okay?
Right. Hey, Travis and Roswell in the Travis County Jail is now handing out the free iPads to all prisoners with View on CBS and 6 free internet to keep the scumbags happy.
Wait, hold up. Why is Travis County giving inmates free iPads?
Good question. Now,
Tom, I want you to call down
I'm going to call
to
Sheriff.
the jail today.
Yeah.
And see if you can find out if this story is true.
The text goes on to say they get free internet to keep the scumbags happy. They need to give them a shovel instead and put them to work. It's like I have to do every day. Travis from Roswell.
I will say this much. Years ago, they were doing like a Saturday social, giving the inmates, and they couldn't call them inmates anymore. They had to call them clients.
Right.
I remember this story like it was yesterday, and I almost lost my junk. I was like, how the hell? All you're doing is giving these people a pass. Look, they're human beings. I get it, but they're criminals. There's a reason they're there. They're not clients. Clients are somebody that goes into a business and does business with you. Client. If that's true, Travis County, earlier this year, you had the transgender that was causing havoc at, what was it, the road department?
Yeah,
and then you got this.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, before somebody calls me a homophobe, transphobe, whatever, I don't care. Live your life whatever way. But do not make other people's lives harder because of your life. That's it. That is it. Couple more, Tom.
Randy Pettigrew this morning. Good morning, gentlemen. He is chiming in. Good morning to you too, Randy. And they're funding, this one texter, the one world government while breaking the U.S., says another.
I just don't get why we need to give $25 billion to the World Bank. I just don't understand that. Somebody could help me. That'd be awesome.
And one more. It seems like Biden is trying to align himself with the UN. He knows he cannot fight this country alone, says the text.
Hey, Biden is bringing in his new army every day.
Yep.
Look at the people that come into this country. 80% are fighting age men. I know some people say you're a conspiracy theorist. I'm just saying, when I see 80% of fighting age men coming into this country, I'm thinking something else is going on.
Well, there's one texter says, B, you know what? Carlsbad does the same thing with the iPads in Eddy County.
So do they get to keep them?
Don't know. I'm going to check this out.
I mean, how soft have we become on crime? Shake my head. Who pays for this? And I can't believe some of our county commissioners would go along with this plan.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even think they deserve TV. Give them a book. Give them the Bible. Let them read the Bible.
Right.
877-396-W105B on the Breakfast Club Morning Show this morning, being brought to you by our buddies at Amigo Machinery. Text line 877-396-W105. Go talk to Bill today. Yeah, summer's going to be here. It's going to be time to start cutting. Well, they've got Kubota tractors. Not a problem. Amigo-machinery.com. Question of the day. We haven't talked about this. Being brought to you by Lovington Auto Supply, your Napa dealer. What is your phobia? Tom, do you have a phobia?
I think I do, but I can't think of it right now.
I think your phobia is bugs, among other things. Russ, did you see that big spider in the studio? It was like right over there by Tom's side.
There was a Vigneron in here the other day that would have run, little whiptail scorpion that would have run you out of the building, I promise you.
So the question of the day, what is your phobia? Being brought to you by Lovington Auto Supply, your Napa dealer, Avenue D in Lovington. And if you're watching on YouTube, Rumble, Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, wherever else. That's being brought to you by Desert Sands Water Well, online at desertsandnm.com. We're going to take a break. I got lots of things to get to. Israel's ambassador makes a statement at the UN. He was escorted out. I thought he was arrested. I could be wrong. I mean, they say he was detained. What's the difference between being detained and arrested? We'll talk about that. And a 50-year mark. 50 years. 50 years since this has happened. We'll talk about, I'll tell you what it was. Woman gets 30 years for a deadly robbery. Patriots fans surprised last night as a Patriot fan dead from altercation. We'll talk about that. No winner from the Powerball. And George Soros' son, Alex Soros, huddled with the great leader at a global initiative. I'll tell you who the great leader was. I said that. That's, sarcasm. And a teen kicked out of a house by her dad is kidnapped on the street and forced to become a sex slave. I'll tell you more about that sad story coming up this morning. We're KWMW, Maljamora, 105.1 FM, better known as W105. Check of the weather this morning being brought to you by Twin Wells Fuel Station. Driving this morning on 128, exit on Buck Jackson Road, go down 2.75 miles. Fill her up. They have that covered area, so we got rain in the forecast the next couple days. So if it's going to be raining, you want to be in that covered area, and they've got a large covered area, and they sell unleaded, green diesel, red diesel, DEF, and they accept all the major credit cards, debit cards, and fleet cards. Sunny today, 95. That rain coming tonight, 20% chance of rain, 68 tonight. Scattered showers, 30% chance of rain coming up for your Thursday. High only 89. By Friday, looks like the sun will be back. We're going to keep you updated. We'll look at news. Tom on the text quickly. News up next. We'll also get you qualified for the cash.
You know, voting Democrat says this one text, when I'm dead is my phobia, it says this morning. Another one, the iPad thing is in Texas, too. It's coming from a former CO, says this one texter. And Jethro says, spiders. That's a big, heck no, he says this morning. And good luck trying to get a Bible in the county jail. They won't even give you one, says the one texter. Wow. And Buddy's saying this morning, Biden, he gets a 10% cut off every penny that he hands out, says this one texter. And one more be Tom's phobia. I'll tell you what it is. It's running that board, says the texter. B.
That board get the best of him, doesn't it?
Yeah. There we go. B.
The board got the best of him. All right, we got a lot of stories to get to. Our number 877-396-W105. What is your phobia? I would love to hear from you this morning. 877-396-W105. News this morning being brought to you by your mountain getaway camp of the Tall Pines. Beautiful Mayhill, New Mexico. This time of the year is awesome up there. Yeah, the scenery's starting to change. The leaves are starting to drop. It's an awesome place to be up in the mountains and Mayhill. 575-687-4101. That's the number to call Scott or Jamie at Camp of the Tall Pines. You can also go to the website, camptallpines.com. Book your next stay up there for the week or maybe the weekend. Family reunions, church gatherings. They can accommodate all the big gatherings. camptallpines.com. That's the place to go. And check them out online, camptallpines.com. Coming right back, 7:01 already. News coming up next. First, though, let's qualify you for the cash. W105.
Dobbs Truck and Trailer presents the W105 Cash Blowout.
Call now.
Call 877-396-W105 now. Be one of the first 5 people to call in for your chance to win $105. The W105 Cash Blowout.
I want my money.
And I want it now.
Call in now to win.
MTD Radio News. I'm Joe Miller. New Mexico State Police investigating an incident that occurred on an Amtrak train traveling through New Mexico. State police say they were called to the train for an assault between two males that happened on the train. The train stopped west of Albuquerque near State Road 6. Police say during the altercation, a 66-year-old male hit a 29-year-old male with a weapon that was described as similar to a machete. The 29-year-old was taken to UNM Hospital for his injuries. The 66-year-old man arrested for that assault. No word on the charges he faces as of today. An Oklahoma-based oil and gas company increased its Permian Basin presence through 3 buyouts valued at a total of about $1.2 billion, including assets in both the western Delaware and eastern Midland sub-basins. The 3 sales will total in 54,000 acres with about 248 million barrels of oil reserves, producing about 35,000 barrels of oil equivalent per day from about 150 working locations. The deal, a combination of stock and cash transactions, expected to increase to an average of 55,000 by the end of 2024. It'll grow Vital Energy's Permian Basin position to about 250,000 acres. Planning for 2 important sewer projects in the city of Carlsbad moved forward after the city council approved nearly $2 million in grant money from the state of New Mexico. The environmental department granting $1 million for the city to plan, design, and equip a second sewer wet well at the primary sewer lift station. The city of Carlsbad ranked both projects as top priorities for infrastructure capital improvement plan for 2025 through 2029. The Carlsbad City Council approving the listing of more than 50 municipal projects as part of their ICIP, including the 2 sewer projects. That's what's happening. I'm Joe Miller, MTD Radio News.
You know what makes me sick? You know what makes me so mad? I just want to chew on extension cords till I figure out which one is plugged in. Y'all ever heard this? They say a woman got a higher threshold of pain than a man on account of a woman giving birth. Yeah, a woman hatches out a couple of young'uns and you'd think she had a tractor-trailer run over her while she was laying on a bed of nails. I appreciate your grit, ladies, but it ain't like you popped out a porcupine coming out backwards. Anyhow, here's my point. When a man feels pain, his wife never believes him. Me trying to explain my pain to my old lady is kind of like me giving quarterback tips to Peyton Manning. Neither one of them seems particularly interested. Like last week, I must have stepped on something funny or something. I twisted my knee, and I mean, Lord, it like to brung me to tears. I was hobbled. I tell you what, if I'd been a horse, they'd have shot me. And now, every man out there, he knows what's coming next. Do you think I got an ounce of sympathy for my wife? Of course not. I heard, quit walking like an old man, Earl, and quit whining like a baby, Earl. Just remember, Pearl, when you went through 28 hours of labor and you screamed like a banshee being branded, popping out our little girl, Sandra Dee, I didn't tell you, good job. Now walk it off. Now, I come into the kitchen on Saturday morning, pain in my knee has caused me to walk funny, which in turn has caused the pain to move up to my groinal area. I'm bent over and I'm shuffling like the world's oldest man. My old lady goes, I guess you really don't want to go shopping with me today, do you, Earl? So I'm thinking, here's what I need. Some way where I can share pain with somebody else. Not for good, that's kind of mean and creepy. Maybe for a half hour. So your old lady could feel what you're feeling. She can go, so you don't want to go shopping with, she'll scream. Now, I don't know exactly how you get somebody to feel your pain. Maybe it's one of them smartphone apps or something. Somebody work on that. Wake up. America! Not only would this app get your old lady off your back, it could revolutionize medicine, too. Doctor'd say, where does it hurt? And you'd say, let me show you. Then he'd double over. I'm Earl Pitts, American Pizza.
Push, pull, drag. That's right. Get your happy dance going and bring those busted rides on down to Carlsbad Chevy, because it's a party. Your job is your credit at Carlsbad Chevy, and nothing helps better than a down payment that we can generate from one of mom's old boyfriend's beaters left out in the backyard. Thousands off new model Silverados and an assortment of brands you love to choose from is why everyone is shopping at Carlsbad Chevrolet. Come see what it's all about right here at the home of the great guys price. Carlsbad Chevrolet.
It's time to get spicy. It's the annual United Way Chili Cook-Off coming up Friday, September 2nd and Saturday, September 23rd. Enjoy your local chefs as they cook up some of your favorites for competition entry while taking in the car show, the arts and crafts fair, and Lee County's nonprofits as well. The event starts at 10 a.m. each day, and if you would like to enter the competition, it's just $20 per category. Help the United Way continue to fund over 20 different Lee County nonprofit organizations during this year's annual Chili Cook-Off, Friday, September 22nd and Saturday, September 23rd. For more information, please contact Marcus, 575-964-3040. That's 575-964-3040.
Number One Tequila presents Hogfest 2023 at the Eddy County Sheriff's Posse Arena, September 21st through the 24th, featuring Wright's Amusements. They're bringing the biggest carnival Eddy County has ever seen. The party kicks off Thursday, September 21st with the carnival, music, vendors, food trucks, and more. Latin Kings of Comedy star Alex Ramundo will be on hand slinging Number One Tequila and meeting fans. On Friday, Chaos Bender returns with a new album. ZZ Top Tribute, ZZKC takes the stage. Friday the 22nd wraps up with the world-famous ATDC tribute band, The Jack. Saturday the 23rd gets even hotter as the Kid Rock tribute, Kid Cocky, takes the stage. And Saturday night, ranked one of the best tribute bands in the nation, Def Legend. Hogfest 2023, September 21st through the 24th, the Eddy County Sheriff's Posse Arena. This ad paid for by the City of Carlsbad Lodgers Tax.
Why did they do that? Because they're stupid, that's why.
Be in the Breakfast Club, powered by Carlsbad Chevrolet, and broadcasting from the Inn of the Mountain God studio. Text line at 877-396-W105.
I love the morning show.
And we appreciate you so much taking out the trash. Coming up in just a second. Our number 877-396-W105. Thank you, Janco Janitorial, for being part of the show. Thank you guys so much. Hey, thank them by doing business with them. If you need somebody to clean up the office or maybe clean up a all-field location, or maybe you need janitorial supplies, they've got them and they can deliver them to you. Janco Janitorial. You can find them in Artesia, serving all of southeast New Mexico. Call Amber this morning, 575-703-1869. They specialize in cleaning offices. They can clean an all-field location. They also strip and wax floors. And, of course, they have all the janitorial supplies that you need and can deliver them to you. Call Amber this morning, 575-703-1869. Janco, janitorial.com for more information. Tom is back in the studio. Our number 877-396-W105. I think I can see him moving around on that side of the camera.
Shaking my booty.
Please don't. Please don't.
All right.
I just don't know if we could take that today.
This text says, iPads are about money. Inmates pay high prices for games and musics and movies, says the texter.
Look, an iPad is roughly $1,000, and then you got to put a case on it. You got to put a screen protector. You're up to $1,200-$1,300 a iPad. So are they renting these? See, I have no problem if they're renting them. The difference is if they're giving them, that takes it to a whole nother level.
Now,
I mean, if it's a way for the county to make money, no problem. Yeah, rent it to them.
But how do you secure any drug deals coming out of those places if you have internet, right?
How do you secure any drug deals?
Yeah, going out from there.
Why would you need to secure a drug deal, Tom?
Well, if you're a drug dealer in prison and you're in there and you have to keep your empire going, this is the perfect way to do it, isn't it?
I am not for giving them internet at all.
No. This is where this.
I'm not for giving them the iPads. Now, if they pay for the iPads, that's different. It creates another problem, though. If some inmates have iPads, some inmates don't have iPads, that's a problem. All right, 877-396-W105. Tom, I don't know if anybody's ever told you, but it's time for you to slow down.
I am 63.
You need to slow down. Take the advice. You need a slow. I don't know if you could get any slower. Time for Tom to slow down. I don't know if he can get any slower. I think he already took the advice. 877-396-W105, on the Breakfast Club. Tom, they took that song, a parody from what group and what song?
Oh, God. I just heard that song the other day. Eagles.
Yes, the Eagles. Yeah, I mean, you get it right every time. I am so surprised.
What was it?
I really am. Maybe it could be Foghat and Slow Ride. I don't know. I grew up in the 70s.
They're in the neighborhood.
Yeah, right there. UN, National Security Personnel, the Blue Hats, on Tuesday detained the Israeli ambassador to the UN shortly after he left the General Assembly to protest the Iranian president. It's not clear why he was being detained, and they released him a short time later. Fox Digital reached out to the UN for a comment, but the ambassador told the Fox News Digital it was he was detained with unacceptable and brutality. He was carrying a sign. When the Iranians got up to speak, it said, "Iranian women deserve freedom now." What's the problem with that? What's the problem with that statement? He went on to say the UN lost its moral compass. I think they lost their moral compass a long time ago. They also lost their checkbook. Yeah, because America supports the UN at a rate, I think it's 75% or more. Yeah, but he was detained and released a short time later. A judge sentenced a woman to 30 years in prison for her involvement in a deadly robbery that took place last year. Brianna Garcia pled guilty to charges of murder and robbery and conspiracy and the death of Angel Vaccaro, January 22nd. Vaccaro was killed outside the Skyline Uptown Apartments on Louisiana. The alleged shooter was Bobby Lopez. He's awaiting his trial. But the suspect, Danielle Cordova, pled guilty to robbery and conspiracy last month. Court documents indicate she's facing up to 30 years in prison. Tom, did you see the story about the game the other night, the Patriots, and a Patriot fan apparently was killed at the game?
Yeah, I kind of heard a little bit about that, yeah.
So officials in Massachusetts are investigating after a 53-year-old fan attended the game Sunday night between the Patriots and the Dolphins, died after what witnesses say was altercation in the stands. Dale Mooney, a resident of Newmarket, New Hampshire, rushed to the Memorial Hospital. Apparently, he needed medical attention. Foxborough police and fire personnel responded to that area that Moody was in, but he was eventually pronounced dead at the hospital. The whole matter is under investigation, is an active investigation, according to the DA's office. Could there be foul play? There could be foul play. That's what they're saying this morning. You go to the game, get an altercation, and then die. Not good. Folks, it's just football. Just football. Don't take it that serious that you end up dying. Our number 877-396-W105. Tom A. in the text.
Will Hader is chiming in. So,
Will's not even in here. What's the matter with you?
Right, Will Hader, though. So, as an ex-corrections officer, I believe giving the inmates a TV is the best thing to distract them and control them better. It keeps them busy, and you can always threaten to take that television away. They do not like losing their TV.
I get that. It keeps them busy. I'm just not a fan. I mean, what punishment is that if they get to watch TV all day?
Right. They don't like.
I mean, it's supposed to be punishment, right? That's why they're locked up.
Yeah. They don't like losing their TV, so you know what? They do listen a little bit better too, says Will Hader.
I really don't care.
No,
I'm serious. I really don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care what they like. We shouldn't care what they like. They broke the law.
Servant
Why
time.
I care.
And Tom A. has a few phobias. This one texter says, running a board, and paying his food bill, leaving tips, and trash dumpsters jumping out in the middle of the road, says the texter.
Yeah, we forgot about all those.
So, and Justin from Roswell.
But I got a phobia of stupid people. Oh my God.
Huh.
Stupid people, especially when they run the world.
And how about show Dancing with the Stars for punishment, says this one text.
Yeah, I mean, what? Make them watch the damn View. That would be punishment enough.
And wow, Tom, you actually read the text. Let's see if it lasts, says the text. Send me some good ones. Any R-rated ones, I got to think about them. So,
all right, no winner in the Powerball jackpot last night. So absolutely no winners. That goes up. It's already over 600 million bucks. So no winner from last night's Powerball. So that was Monday night. So tonight will be the next Powerball drawing. Get ready for that. $672 million. That's it. $672 million. All right. Our number 877-396-W105. We're going to give you a chance to qualify for the cash. We'll do that coming up in a second. We got to do Taking Out Trash. Taking Out Trash being brought to you by Trash Eaters, trash-eaters.com, reminding you that they do residential pickup. They would love to chat with you about what they can do for you. And they also remind you, please give to Lovington Shelter. The animal shelter desperately needs volunteers and monetary donations so they can spay and neuter the animals and ship those animals off to a no-kill facility. Taking Out Trash being brought to you by Trash Eaters, trash-eaters.com. This is scary times. It really is scary when we think about Alex Soros. George Soros is heir apparent, billionaire, left-wing, nonprofit empire, met with Governor Gavin Newsom on Monday, praising the Democrat as a great leader at the start of the Clinton Global Initiative. So the Soroses and the Clintons were together. And guess what? Bill Clinton and Clinton announcing that the Clinton Foundation would be going to Haiti to rebuild Haiti. Not Haiti, to rebuild Ukraine like they did in Haiti. So they need another revenue stream, evidently, because those poor people in Haiti did not get the money that they were supposed to get. People gave, and the Clintons put it right in the back pocket. So George Soros' son, Alex Soros, who is smarter than Dad, not only has he been to the White House 30-plus times, I think his pick for the next president of the United States would be Gavin Newsom. Gavin Newsom is a good-looking guy. He's articulate. He's everything that Joe Biden's not. And with Joe Biden's polling numbers way down, seems to me that they're going to start looking for another candidate, and I think that's the guy. And no ifs, ands, buts about it, not an endorsement. I'm just saying they're looking for another guy. And Alex Soros will be the guy that picks the Democratic presidential nominee. And I think Biden is going to be told to walk away. And he will. For sure. 722. We're going to give you a chance to qualify for cash coming up this morning. Our number 877-396-W105. Tom, vigorous exercise between 7 and 9 in the morning is a perfect time to lose weight, according to a brand new study. So expect gyms to be very crowded around that time. Of course, from January 1st to January 15th, when everybody takes that New Year's resolution. Yeah, 90% of the people quit going to the gym like a week after their New Year's resolution.
Right.
That's why my New Year's resolution is always don't lie to yourself. Don't make a promise that you cannot keep. But vigorous exercise from 7 to 9 is the perfect time to exercise. Tom, when we're on break, I'm actually doing my exercises.
Oh, yeah, I can see you.
I'll leave the door open, and that way, next time Russ leaves the camera on, you can see me doing exercises. According to a brand new study, laziness. Oh, this is just up your alley, Tom. Laziness is a good thing due to the psychological benefits of being lazy. You can always blame it on something else or on somebody else. So the great news is that people can skip doing chores and their work and just blaming it on the study, saying that laziness is actually a good thing. Is this actually like real research? Or a couple lazy people got together and called it a study?
Right.
All right, we're going to talk about a 18-year-old woman that was kicked out of her house. She was later picked up and forced into a sex slave.
Oh, my.
We'll get to that coming up in just a second. Our number 877-396-W105. We are B on the Breakfast Club. Rain in the forecast. We got a slight chance of rain for the coming up, not today, but tonight. I'll keep you updated with that. And Kamala Harris. Tom, you have any idea what her favorite saying is?
No.
She has used this saying multiple times. You have no idea? You have no idea what it is?
I kind of, but it's so annoying I forgot about it.
I'll let Kamala tell you exactly what it is. Because she loves this saying. Not a week goes by since she's become vice president. She hasn't used this saying. Here we go.
I can imagine what can be and be unburdened by what has been.
Say what?
You know, what can be unburdened by what has been.
What can be unburdened by what has been.
What can be
what?
Unburdened by what has been. What can be unburdened by what has been.
What we can see, what we believe can be unburdened by what has been.
Wow.
What can be unburdened by what has been. What can be unburdened by what has been.
What can be unburdened by what has been.
Who we can be.
Wow.
Unburdened by who we have been.
I mean,
what can be unburdened.
How many times can you actually use the same phrase over and over? Evidently a bunch. NSYNC fans headed to the Fisher-Price website to buy the Little People Collector's Edition set. Yeah, of the 90s boy band. $29.99. If you're a big NSYNC fan, you can order right off of Amazon. It includes the 2.5-inch Little People collection figurines. Justin Timberlake, Casey Chaz, Chris Kirkpatrick, Joey Fatone, and Lance Bass. 2.5 inches is the Little People. $29.99. Get it today. As a punchline, I'm steering past it. Rudy Giuliani is being sued by his former lawyer, claiming that he owes him $1.36 million. All this All these lawsuits have done it. It has broke people. So now Rudy Giuliani owes his former attorney $1.36 million. Unbelievable. So if Ron DeSantis becomes president of the United States, and even if he doesn't, he's termed out after this term, who could be the next governor of Florida?
The younger Bush.
The younger Bush. Who would that be?
That would be Jeb Bush's son.
Jeb, I didn't even know Jeb Bush's son was in politics.
Oh, God, yes. He's 40-something now.
You're talking about George Bush III. That's not Jeb's son.
Jeb's son is next in line to be the governor of Florida.
I for some reason, I don't think you know what you're talking about. But
Yeah.
God bless you. My money would be on Matt Gaetz, and I love Matt Gaetz because he's not a follower. He's got a mind of his own. Here's Matt Gaetz yesterday, and you know what? I know I preach that Republicans don't bash other Republicans, and he's not really bashing. He's just saying he can't back. He can't back part of this next bill here, yeah, and it deals with Ukraine.
I'm not voting for a continuing resolution. I'm not voting to continue the failure and the waste and the corruption and the election interference, and in some cases, the efforts that could lead this country into World War III. I oppose the CR authored by my friend and colleague from Florida, Byron Donalds. The Donald CR continues the Ukraine policy negotiated by Speaker Pelosi and Mitch McConnell in the omnibus that conservatives were against. The Donald CR is a permission slip for Jack Smith to continue his election interference as they are trying to gag the president, the former president of the United States, and the leading contender for the Republican nomination.
I actually like Matt Gaetz. Matt Gaetz stood up, and a lot of people don't like Matt Gaetz because he stood up to Kevin McCarthy. Kevin McCarthy went on to be the Speaker of the House. A lot of people don't like Kevin McCarthy now. He really did not want to begin the impeachment process against Joe Biden. He was dragging his feet. So I kind of like Matt Gaetz. 877-396-W105B on the Breakfast Club. I'd love to hear from you this morning. Tom A. in charge of the tax and a brand new poll that came down about Michelle Lujan Gresham.
You know, that ex-correctional officer is wrong, says Biden lover. TV causes fights since everyone wants to watch something different. And this one text says, you know what? I worked over 12 years in the corrections department, and I say Will Hader is what we call a thug. These guys don't need TV. They need to be busting rocks in the yard. Straight, hard labor, this text says. Now, that would keep them from coming back. Please read this, Tom. I want Will Hader to hear this, says the texter. And he has. And George Prescott Bush is Jeb's son, but I'm pretty sure that he lives in Texas, says the
That's what I was thinking.
Well, he probably
there are
moved to
multiple
Florida.
Bushes bad now in politics. I wouldn't elect a Bush to say I would vote for Tom A before I'd vote for a Bush.
And what you were saying 20 years ago, you were praising W's name.
I never liked Judge Bush. Number one, because of tort reform in Texas that hurt the little guy and protected industries. Nope, not a fan of George Bush. My first neck injury, I bet they could have paralyzed me, and I got nothing. That's $1 million case, Tom. I could be a millionaire. I could say I was a millionaire. Not that I'd have the money. 77% of SCC survey respondents say they didn't believe that Steve Pierce should be chairman of the Republican Party. I responded to the person about this and asked, what is SCC? Tom, what is the SCC? Any idea?
Something to do with security, something.
I think you're wrong about that, but God bless you on that one. I think you're thinking about the Federal Trade Commission.
Yeah,
maybe. I don't know. Maybe. The governor of New Mexico, new poll delivers devastating news for the gun-grabbing governor. Recent poll, this story on the Penyon Post. Go check them out. The New Mexico Shooting and Sports Association has shed some light on the sentiments of New Mexicans towards the governor's safety measure. And a brand new poll came out that shows the governor, 68% of voters in this state expressed their opposition to the governor's law that would prohibit law-abiding citizens from concealed carry and in the city of Albuquerque. 89% of voters firmly believe that criminals will ignore such a ban. You think? Wait. Let me get this right. You got 11% of people that actually believe that criminals will listen to the governor. Is that what you're saying? Are you kidding me? You actually believe that criminals will listen to the governor? You have lost your damn mind. Criminals will not listen to the governor. Why would they? Crazy. Mark Wahlberg says that he hasn't got that many projects left in him. He's ready for retirement. Look, I love Mark Wahlberg. I love that he is a Christian
patriot.
He's a patriot. He moved his family out of California. But acting is not that hard, and you don't do it that often. I mean, what is it, like 14 weeks to film a movie?
Yeah,
and then you're done. So I mean, you're working once or twice a year, if that. It's not like you're busting rocks. Not like you're slinging a wrench in the patch. Not like you're sleeping in your truck like a safety guy. Just joking, of course. 877-396-W105. Be in the Breakfast Club. Tom A. in the text.
All right, Matt Gatz, last name is pronounced Gates, B, says the texter.
It's Gatz.
I guess, yeah, Gatz. And Will Hader is responding to being called a hug a thug. You might not agree with me, but try working in a prison with this governor giving the inmates more rights than the officers. You have to use the tools you have. And unfortunately, he's saying TV is one of them.
I say give them Benadryl. Give them all Benadryl. I mean, you want them to listen, and yeah, just give them, Benadryl every day.
And the
3 times a day.
The SCC means a state central committee.
State Central Committee. Gotcha. So the State Central Committee did not want Steve Pierce to be the chairman at a very high rate.
Well, then you all need to vote him out.
Well, the problem is, Tom, it's a very small majority or minority of people that decide who the chairman is. Did you get the vote? You're a Republican. Did you get the vote?
No, I didn't. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No.
So that's my point. Thank you for making it. I appreciate that. All right. I have no idea who this lady is, but she made a video about the governor of New Mexico, and it is timely. And here we go.
Listen, if I want your guns, I'll take your guns. I'll do whatever I want. I am the governor, okay? I am all powerful. No constitutional right, in my view, is absolute. I'm going scorched earth, okay? Full scorched earth. I will unleash the dragons, and these guys are my dragons. Right, guys? I'm the governor, and you're not. Yeah, if there's an emergency, I can invoke additional powers, and the Constitution just, poof, it goes away. It just disappears. So, Well, I'm like next level, okay? Khaleesi has nothing on me. This is for the children, okay? We're doing this to protect the kids. The bad guys out there that are trying to harm these kids, they're going to hear my edict, and they're going to be like, we got to do what she says. And they will. Listen, you guys, I got a taste of power during COVID, and I just can't let it go. I can't. I am queen of Albuquerque, Santa Fe, and the Seven Seas, and you will do as I command.
By the way, her name is Conservative Mama. Look her up. She's on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. Do as I say. I am the governor. I am the governator. The smallest governor of all governors. 877-396-W105. And the Breakfast Club. Tom, quick look at what's going on the text. Then I'll get to things that happen on this date in history.
All right, this one's text saying, acting is not hard, says the guy sitting on his butt all day talking on the microphone.
Hey, I am not sitting on my butt all day. I've got other projects I'm doing. And I'm here every day. An actor is not there every day. And by the way, I've done other things besides sit on my butt, okay? And it takes a certain skill set to sit on your butt all day, all right? Number one, it takes a big butt with calluses, all right?
No. And the individual who left the deceased baby at the hospital in Hobbs recently, do they even live in Lee County? We haven't had any.
I don't know.
Yeah, we haven't had anything yet on that situation. The body, though, has been sent to Albuquerque for an autopsy, but they haven't released any results on that yet.
You know, it's sad that it takes so long to get a press release or a comment.
Yeah.
There should be more on that story already.
But they got to be thorough with all that, B. I mean.
Well, you be thorough and you be quick.
Yeah, well. And then the autopsy, I mean, those things
I know in
take
your
time.
world the two don't mesh, but believe me, they do come together.
Right. Please replay that. Laugh out loud, says one of the texters.
I'm going to post it up on the Facebook page. You can go get it from there. It's funny. I'll play it before we get off. Things that happen on this date in history being brought to you by Train in New Mexico. Get your CDL in 1 week. You heard me, right? Call them. Train at New Mexico. 575-840-9555. They're based in Roswell. Would love to train you to get your CDL. And great majority of people take their course, a 1 week course, and pass. In fact, the passing rate on the first try, 96%. I would say that's the majority of the people that take their course, pass on the first try in 1 week of training. They're going to pass you. They're going to teach you how to pass the skills test, the driving test, and the CDL inspection. Based in Roswell, mention be in the Breakfast Club, and get a 10% discount. That number again, 840-9555, 575-840-9555. Train at New Mexico, proud sponsor of things that happen on this date in history. Alexander the Great was born on this date in 356 BC. U.S. Constitution launched in the Boston Harbor on this date in 1797. It was given the old nickname. Tom, what was the nickname?
Old Ironsides.
Ironside, yes. Tom scores one. Ding, ding.
Thank you.
1859, a patent was granted for the electric range. Now we're cooking. Equal Rights Party in San Francisco. They nominated Belva Ann Bennett Lockwood to be the president of the United States. The year was 1884. I think she lost to Bernie Sanders' grandfather, or maybe great-grandfather. 1951, Jack crossed over the North Pole for the very first time. Had to land on the South Pole to get the luggage and gas. Yeah, they needed refueling. Police found marijuana growing on Paul McCartney and Linda McCartney's farm. It was way before its time in 1972. Playboy magazine released a interview which the Democratic presidential nominee, Jimmy Carter, admitted that he had looked at a lot of women in lust back in the day. Rosalind was totally upset. She was. Yeah. She was very upset. Taking National Care for Kids Day, National Fried Rice Day, National Pepperoni Pizza Day going on today, and National Punch Day. American Idol singer Philip Phillips is 33 years old. It's also Repetitive Wednesday. John Berthel is 47 years old today from Walking Dead. Happy birthday going out to Kristen Johnson from Third Rock of the Sun is 56 years old. Debbie Morgan from All My Children is 67 years old.
Never heard of her.
Novelist George R.R. Martin from Game of Thrones is 75. Sophia Loren is 89 years old.
Alive. Wow.
Still very sexy to some folks in that sexy, mature kind of way.
I've seen some pictures, and she's still not bad.
Right.
She's getting a little older, but still, it's like, come here, Grandma. Hold on to the handrail. I'll help you. Come here.
So, happy birthday. Things that have happened on this date in history being brought to you by Train at New Mexico. Call them today. Get that CDL. Start making the big bucks. 575-840-9555. National Anthem and the Pledge coming up. 744. Tom?
James from Artesia is chiming in. It says, Kevin, the score of Arkansas LSU versus LSU. Woo, Piggy Suey.
It is a 19-point favor of for LSU.
Yeah.
Losing to BYU, I think, broke Arkansas. I think they're broken. They're already calling for Sam Pittman's head.
Right.
And by the way, and since it is the LSU Arkansas game, I am going to cook a baboy this weekend. That's what they call them here in the Philippines, a baboy. I am going to roast it, and we will enjoy it right before the game. 19-point favor.
They'll probably win by more. And Tom A., again at the buffet last night, and with tortillas, sorry, there are no buffets after 7 p.m. in this town or any other town around here.
Tom.
Believe me, because I've...
Tom.
What?
Sad. It's just sad.
Well, I'm just saying.
Just sad that we got a grown man that can't stick to anything. Totally sad. But we've come to expect it.
But I'm eating healthier at this buffet.
Sad. I thought you didn't go.
But when I do go.
Sad. Yeah, so sad. God bless. So sad. Morning show this morning being brought to you by Zia Guns. Zia Guns, 1907 North Main in Roswell. Handguns, rifles, shotguns, they've got them all. Check out Zia Guns today in Roswell, 1907 North Main in Roswell. Zia Guns, they've got all the guns you'll ever need, the largest selection of guns in Southeast New Mexico. They can tune up your bow. They can get you straight with your optics. Maybe you need brand new optics. Ammo, hunting supplies, closed on Saturday, always open on Sunday. 1907 North Main in Roswell. Check them out today. We got to do the national anthem and the pledge. We got to get that done. And then we'll check in with news. We will qualify folks for your chance to win the cash. We'll do that coming up. But national anthem and the pledge this morning on B on the Breakfast Club being brought to you by Rebecca Long. She's your Farmers Insurance agent. Has been for 40-plus years. At the very young age of 19, she started her business with Farmers and has been going strong because she just gives great customer service. She's a people person that loves helping people. If you want a quote designed to meet your need, please get in touch with Rebecca Long. Her number, 575-393-2661. She can take all your insurance, home, auto, life insurance, commercial insurance, recreational insurance, life insurance. Roll it all into one, bundle it all together to save you time, effort, and money. Rebecca's number, 575-393-2661. Call her today. Proud sponsor of the National Anthem and the Pledge on W105.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light? Oh, so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. Oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular upon spur, singing out, "Keep through the night," that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave? Oh, the land of the free and the home of the brave.
God bless America. God bless you. We're beyond the Breakfast Club on W105, about 11 minutes away from 8 o'clock. Large prayer this morning being brought to you by Jude Oil, reminding you God is in control.
From First Chronicles this morning, you have known to me the path of life. You will fill me with your joy in your presence.
This is Ashley with Judah Oil, and I ask that you join me in the Lord's Prayer. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who've trespassed against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For yours is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever and ever. Amen.
750, we are beyond the Breakfast Club. We do have a chance of maybe some rain. Not today, but coming up tomorrow. Check of the weather this morning being brought to you by WWRV. 3 RV parks in Carlsbad. Check them out today, WWRV3.com. You can take that tour online or give them a call at 988-0392. They're pet-friendly, very well lit up, and they have 3 RV parks in Carlsbad. Find out more information, WWRV3.com. All utilities included. They offer 30 and 50 amps and high-speed internet at every hookup. WWRV3.com for more info. Weather for the day, sunny and 95. It will be warm all day today. Isolated showers tonight, 20% chance of rain. And then scattered showers all day tomorrow, 89 for the high. Chance of rain Thursday night, but Friday, sunny skies. Going to a football game on Friday night. Temperatures dropping to about 66, but no rain in the forecast. Let's check in, find out what's going on with news. Being brought to you by Ragsdale Law Firm, Luke Ragsdale. The guy that settles the big cases out in the patch. Luke Ragsdale settling cases in the patch for more than $10 million in one case, $9 million in a medical malpractice case. And if you've been involved in a slip and fall, car accident, any type of personal injury, Luke Ragsdale is the guy to call. Get him on the case today so you can settle soon. His number, 575-208-5300. And if you've been in a criminal situation and you need somebody to defend you, Luke Ragsdale can do that for you also. Check him out on the web, ragsdalelawfirm.com. 752. Let's qualify folks with a cash. Coming right back, we'll check in with news and more. Lots of info to get to. Our number, 877-396-W105.
Hobbs Truck and Trailer presents the W105 Cash Blowout.
Call now.
Call 877-396-W105 now. Be one of the first 5 people to call in for your chance to win $105. The W105 Cash Blowout.
I want my money.
I want it now.
Call in now to win.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. There could be a showdown at the United Nations this morning when Ukraine's President Vladimir Zelensky takes part in a Security Council meeting about the Russian invasion. He tells the UN General Assembly,
Ukraine is doing everything to ensure that after Russian aggression, no one in the world will dare to attack any nation.
Russia's a Security Council member, and Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov is expected to attend the special session. The Federal Reserve Bank today announces its decision on interest rates.
The central bank is expected to hold interest rates steady, a step consistent with the Fed's shift to a slower and more considered pace of rate increases. However, Fed Chair Jerome Powell will deliver new economic projections and signal whether rates could be increased at one of the remaining 2 Fed meetings of the year.
That's Fox's Hillary Barsky. That interest rate announcement is at 2 p.m. Eastern. America's listening to Fox News.
Kawasaki Mule side-by-sides are built to handle the toughest tasks, from the compact Mule SX to the full-size Mule Pro FXT. No matter the task, there's a perfect Mule side-by-side to help get the job done. For over 30 years, we've stayed committed to 3 words. When it comes to rugged Mule side-by-sides, those 3 words are trust, tried, and true. Find your Kawasaki Mule today at Garner's Motorsports, 320 North Del Paso and Hobbs.
Artesia Main Street and the Artesia Arts and Cultural District present the 8th annual Red Dirt Black Gold, Saturday, September 30th in downtown Artesia, featuring 2 of a kind, the Justin Kemp Band, Sonny Sweeney, and the Randy Rogers Band.
Take a swim in a fountain, I don't know, 'cause it's all kind of fuzzy.
Best of all, it's all free. Get more info at reddirtblackgold.com. The 8th annual Red Dirt Black Gold, Saturday, September 30th in downtown Artesia. Sponsored by ConocoPhillips, Mac Energy, Santo Petroleum, and Pecos Valley Production. Ad paid for by Artesia Lodgers Tax.
Van Zandt Controls and Eagle Automation, 1506 Airway Drive in Carlsbad, is having their Schneider Electric Customer Appreciation Day, Wednesday, September 20th from 11:30 to 1. Come let Van Zandt Controls and Eagle Automation say thank you to their current and future customers with fajitas for lunch on them and lots of giveaways at their Carlsbad office. Wednesday, September 20th, 11:30 to 1. Don't miss the Van Zandt Controls and Eagle Automation Schneider Electric Customer Appreciation Day, 1506 Airway Drive in Carlsbad.
If you, your business, or your organization is needing a venue or facility to host a meeting, convention, party, or other special event, don't cram everyone into your tiny little office. Call the Lee County Event Center. You don't have to fill up the main floor. The Event Center has many other smaller rooms that are perfect for meetings, seminars, parties, and other special events. The Lee County Event Center, seating for 25 or 2,500. 5101 North Lovington Highway in Hobbs. Call 575-391-2100 or visit LeeCountyEvents.com.
It's back. The PBR Challenger Series returns to Ruidoso Downs Racetrack Friday, September 29th. Come enjoy the Renegade Rough Stock Rodeo. And Saturday, September 30th, the PBR Challenger Series returns with the nation's top bull riders on the racetrack. Tickets are on sale now at raceruidoso.com or by box office at 575-378-4140. Grab your tickets today and get ready for a bucking good time. Ruidoso Downs Racetrack, 26225 U.S. Highway 70. Please gamble responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-572-1142.
Honey, what are you doing? It's 4 a.m.
Well, I'm making a big breakfast for you and the kids. We got to get going this morning. It's a long drive to Midland Airport.
I booked our flights out of our airport here in Hobbs. It's in town, not in Texas.
Well, you want some toast?
Is that strawberry?
Organic boysenberry.
I'm going back to bed.
Love you.
Flying in and out of Hobbs gives you more time and less stress. So when it's time to fly, you gotta fly Hobbs.
The large item pickup returns this year. Have large items, including furniture and appliances you want to get rid of? Clean out the clutter and join in on the pickup for your neighborhood. The next pickup will be held for residences north of Sanger and west of Fowler on October 7th. Simply set your items all the way to the curb and City of Hobbs staff will haul it away for you at no cost. Visit us on Facebook or Instagram or visit hobbsnm.org for more info. Call 575-397-9292 for assistance moving your heavy items to the curb. The biannual large item pickup is an initiative by the City of Hobbs and for residences within Hobbs city limits only.
This is Davis Smith, the Guerrilla Lawyer, and I'm talking to you from my office on 3130 North Grimes in Hobbs, New Mexico. Our office has exploded with new clients. And do you know why? Fast settlements, fantastic customer service, and man, we love paying our clients money. If you get injured in a car wreck, you come see the Gorilla. Remember, if you get injured, you get the Gorilla.
Visit 3130 North Grimes or call 575-964-2720. That's 964-2720.
Knowledge, integrity, and trustworthiness are just part of what makes Roach's Air Conditioning and Heating the choice for your next HVAC job. With 15 plus years in business, Roach's Air Conditioning and Heating trains its techs with the requirements and standards of all the major ductless companies, servicing residential and commercial as well as industrial units for the patch. Roach's Air Conditioning and Heating is fully licensed, bonded, and insured in the state of New Mexico. They can even offer new technology like inverter-driven heat pump systems to upgrade old systems, and financing is available. Call 575-631-1999 to schedule your appointment today. That's 631-1999 for Roach's Air Conditioning and Heating.
Take the beautiful drive to cool Ruidoso and shop Sierra Blanca Motors. Check out their fall inventory of Chevy, Jeep, Dodge, and Rams today. Right now, save $10,000 off remaining new, never registered 2022 Jeep Grand Cherokee 4xEs. Don't miss out on the savings. These beautiful Grand Cherokees must go. Sierra Blanca Motors loss is your game. Shop online at SierraBlancaMotors.com. Sierra Blanca Motors. No gimmicks, no markups, no addendums ever.
It's time to renew New Mexico. If you have Medicaid or SNAP, you must renew to keep your benefits. If you have moved, update your contact information at yes.state.nm.us. or call 1-800-283-4465. You will be mailed a turquoise envelope when it is time to renew. Your Medicaid and SNAP benefits are very important. To learn more, go to renew.hsd.nm.gov and renew New Mexico.
Live and the Breakfast Club in the morning, W105.
Be in the Breakfast Club, powered by Carlsbad Chevrolet, and broadcasting from the Inn of the Mountain God studio. Text line at 877-396-W105.
You're the coolest person that's ever talked to me.
877-396-W105, straight up 8 o'clock morning show, being brought to you by Atlas Makeup Mirror, atlasmakeupmirror.com. Go to the website, check them out. 3 magnification mirrors on the Atlas Makeup Mirror, the best makeup mirror on the market. They have just newly improved wall mount with multiple colors, longer extension cord. Go check it out at atlasmakeupmirror.com. Call to make your orders, 575-631-3189. Get in touch with her, my friend Rebecca Long, today. 8 o'clock, W105, Tom A. in the studio. We're qualifying folks for the cash. We'll do that a couple more times before we get out of here, and then Russ Black will give that cash away on Friday. Boob of the day. Russ, if you could find a boob, we'll get to that in just a second. Tom A. in the studio. He's the guy. He keeps up with everything. He works so hard, he doesn't even know he works that hard. I mean, that's hard.
So the texter says, I'm sorry, but the local paper, the schools, and law enforcement in Lee County don't like to pass on any information to the public. And when they do, it's so vague, you don't have no clue as to what really happened. Now, today they had extra police at all the schools in Hobbs because of a threat on Snapchat based out of the Alamogordo area. Snapchat, excuse me. Okay, Snapchat, based out of Alamogordo, but parents weren't even notified. No, It was posted quietly on Facebook. Says the
so they weren't sent a email or a text message. That's usually the way they communicate.
That's usually the way they do. But this guy said they did it quietly on Facebook.
I don't know. I don't have a kid, so they wouldn't communicate with me.
Yeah. So Chris Stapleton's national anthem is the best. Says
it's awesome. I mean, him and the mariachis to me. And do we still have the little Hispanic boy?
Still do
singing.
Yep.
Yeah, that's also one of my all-time favorites. New Mexico lawmakers weighing in on the congressional action against the governor. Of course, the congressional vote formally abolished Michelle Lujan Grisham. That happened in Washington, D.C. And people like Gabe Vasquez actually voted for that. He went against the party, went against the governor. That's you're not invited to the Christmas party, Gabe. But you know why he did it? To save his own skin. That's a very, very, very still used to be a Republican stronghold, but since they gerrymandered, not as much, but he's trying to move to the middle a little bit. New Mexico Congresswoman Teresa Leger Fernandez said she tried the continuing resolution to keep the government funding, and she said that's what she's working on. So you can't work on both?
Apparently not. She just didn't want to get into this thing. That's what it was.
Well, just be honest. Just say I didn't want to get into it. I didn't want to go against the party. I didn't want to. I mean, be honest about it. But at least we got Gabe that went against the governor. Illegal immigrant from Peru charged with murder in Texas. So the illegal alien from Peru charged with murder after he was arrested by police in Texas, Maverick County. That's Eagle Pass, Texas, by the way. Maverick County, right on the border. Illegal alien from Peru has been charged with murder after he was arrested by the Maverick County Sheriff's Department in Texas. Maverick County Sheriff's Office confirmed 64-year-old Roberto Emilio Vasquez was arrested in connection with a homicide that happened Monday in Eagle Pass. Vasquez, according to multiple U.S. Customs and Border Protection sources, told Fox Digital that he had crossed into Texas in May and was released into the United States. Like 76% of the people that come across the border, they are released into the United States, and he does not have a court date until 2025. Sources say the immigrant processed by the Border Patrol after promising that he was going to appear, even though 99.3% of the people that say they're going to appear never appear. ICE allegedly let him go in Eagle Pass. Now he's being charged with murder. And the Mexican government, remember we talked yesterday about the people that were on top of the train?
Right.
Mexican train with hundreds of migrants on board was stopped, and passengers were chanting, "Let us continue." Cargo train stopped as it was headed to Pegas Negras, Mexico, which is, of course, right there at Eagle Pass. And they were chanting, "Let us continue." The Mexican cargo train with thousands of migrants on top of it was stopped about 150 miles from its final destination of Eagle Pass, Texas. Video posted on social media show the thousands of folks that were on that train. They were coming all the way, Tom, from Coahuila, Mexico, so they were a little ways away. But they had hitched a ride on the train. They chanted, "Let us continue, let us continue." They were taken off the train by the Mexican officials. We asked yesterday, why wouldn't they just take them off the train? By the way, that area of Eagle Pass, so far, 96 hours, they had 35 35,000 migrants crossed the border. 35,000 migrants crossed the border in a very short period of time. Craziness. Donald Trump will not be at the second debate. Is that a problem?
I think so.
So you think that he should be there?
Well, he's got a trial coming really soon, but he needs to explain some things.
But what does he need to explain?
He needs to explain, look, this is a kangaroo court coming after me, and I ain't putting up with it.
Multiple times. I don't think being on the debate, I think everybody knows what Donald
those candidates are coming after him. And the more delay that he has, the more question marks the American people are going to have.
I think they know what Donald Trump's about. I think zero voters have questions about the way Donald Trump thinks because he already has so many press conferences. I mean, if somebody wants to speak to him, they speak to him. He'll go on anybody's show.
Just show up for
one. In fact, if you reach out, he'd probably be on your show.
Yeah, just say yes, no, whatever.
Candidates likely to qualify for the second debate. By the way, that's coming up September 27th. Donald Trump has said he will skip this debate. Instead, will travel to Michigan to talk to the striking auto workers. We know the UAW has been in the back pocket of the Democratic Party and Joe Biden for a long, long time. Mm-hmm. Will they change the course? See, one thing I don't like about the UAW and other huge unions, they tell our members how to vote. I can't stand somebody telling me how to vote. So 7 members are likely to take the stage. Any idea who those 7 are?
I'm going to say at least 4 that were on the stage last time.
So Pence, Christie, Haley, Ramaswamy, DeSantis, and Scott. And they said 7 because Trump is also qualified, but probably will not be on the stage. Those that will also not be on the stage, Asa Hutchinson, the former governor of North Dakota, will not be on the stage. Just a couple people that will not be on the stage. And I think even now 7 is too much. 7 is a lot. State police in New Mexico arrested a suspect for assault on an Amtrak train near Albuquerque. I got to say, if you've never rode an Amtrak train, it's kind of a fun deal, but they stop at every little town. I mean, it's a slow ride to nowhere.
Right.
So this guy assaults somebody. Is that the way the story goes? Yes, it is. New Mexico State Police arrested a suspect accused of assaulting another person on an Amtrak train. Investigators called Monday about a assault between 2 men on an Amtrak train, reportedly mile marker 5 on State Road 6. State police investigators say 66-year-old man struck a 29-year-old man with an edging weapon.
Oh, my.
Similar to a machete. Wait. When you get on a plane, they do the pat down of the whole thing? I had my junk grabbed a couple days ago.
For free?
It's the most attention I've got in a while. But you can bring a edging tool, like a cane knife or a machete, on a train, and that's cool. Paramedics say 29-year-old man taken to UMC, make that UNM with non-threatening injuries. 66-year-old man has been arrested. They're trying to figure out what the hell happened between the 66-year-old and what the hell's he doing with the edging tool on a train. Detectives in Donna Ana County Sheriff's Office are asking for the public's help investigating regarding a suspicious death of Alfonso Rodriguez, who died back in August. They're now saying it's suspicious the way he died. Rodriguez taken to the hospital where he was treated for injuries believed to be sustained in a crash. He died a
Moments
short
like
time
my dog.
877-396-W105. Tom on the text. We're B on the Breakfast Club.
John from Eunice this morning. You know, these darn apologists for the NUM, N-U-T-S, and his border policies, they act like these migrants are just naturally migrating to the U.S. We practically put up billboards telling them that the border wall was coming down, and we incentivized every illegal that crosses the border.
We did more than that. We pretty much had radio ads on every Spanish radio station from here to Central America. And then it spread to Africa and China. Come, free iPads, free hotels, free everything. Bring the masses, bring the kids, bring grandma, bring everybody. Everybody's got to get the free stuff. You almost made me cuss. I came close to saying something else.
Well, John Fuse is finishing up. They're literally paying them to come here. And these dumb ASS Democrats act like it's just a natural migration. Bunch of freaking idiots, says John.
Tom, I hope it makes you feel good because I've been saying it for years. Hardworking people that have worked their entire life, we'll use Tom as an example, has worked his entire life. Social Security says you're going to get $1,300 a month.
Yeah.
Doesn't it make you feel good that we're spending $5,000 plus on every one of these people? Every one of these foreigners coming here, we're spending $5,000 plus a month. Doesn't it make you feel good? They're getting 4 times more than you. Doesn't that show your worth?
Ask me when I go on retirement.
I'll ask you now, and because you ought to be able to know the difference between $1,300 and $5,000.
I mean, people say that, but what actually are they getting?
Tom, they've already told you what you're getting. Yeah, are you praying? Yes. Mr. Delusion is praying that it's actually a mistake and it's going to be more. The number they give you is the number that you get, pretty much.
No,
within a couple pennies or dollars.
Do we really know what they're getting? They come across the border.
Yes, we know what they're getting, and they're also getting free health care, which you will not get.
But P, let me ask you something. This just didn't happen yesterday, okay?
It didn't happen
This
yesterday.
has happened way long time ago.
I'm tired of the excuse.
People have been kicking that can down the road for years, man.
I am tired of the excuse. So you're taking up for Joe Biden. You're damn liberal.
I am not.
You're taking up Joe Biden. 7 million people have crossed this damn southern border in 1 year. The number is we're going from 0 to 60 in 4.3 seconds.
Well, do something about it.
We're trying. If I was president, I damn sure would do something about it. I would start by building a wall. I would start by having our army on our southern border.
Let me ask you a question. Who benefits from the open border? And think about this. Who really benefits in America? There's only 3 groups that benefit from it. Pharmaceutical companies, okay, the agricultural community, and the Democrat Party, where they are literally incorporating loyal voters because that puts them on the government seat, and that's what the Democrats vote for. It's
look,
simply
this is
breeding voters. That's exactly what they're doing.
This is not like the migration that we had going on back in the 1970s when we had people from Mexico crossing over to work and then go home. This is not a Mexican issue. This is way further than a Mexican issue. This is people from Africa, China, Vietnam, you name it, they're coming.
Hey, we got
and the answer is
what's the answer?
Not. Well, it's been going on a long time, so let's just continue to let it go on. My God. 16 minutes after the hour of 8, 16 after 8. Morning show this morning being brought to you by Atlas Maker Mirror. Atlas Maker Mirror also being brought to you by All American Cleaners. Roswell, Artesia, Carlsbad, Lovington, Hobbs. You can find them all over the place. Go online and check out all their locations. All you got to do is go to allamericancleaners.net. They can wash, dry, and fold your clothes. 17 pounds, $16.99. All American Cleaners, locally owned and operated. The Quran. Do you think it's a sacred book?
Yes.
Do you think it's protected under the Second Amendment, under the First Amendment, as far as being able to burn the book?
I would
Freedom of speech?
I would think so. Because
Qatar, the country of Qatar, at the UN Council that went on yesterday, said the Quran burning is not an example of freedom of expression. So they're trying to tell us it's not an example of freedom of expression. The Emirate of Qatar addressed the U.S. Assembly in New York Tuesday for a bullet point about the development of the rising levels of income inequality. I mean, if there was ever a country that wanted to discuss income inequality, it would be the families in Kuwait and Qatar and Saudi Arabia. Yeah, because the royals make a lot of money. So he spoke about all this and talked about the Quran and talked about the Quran is not a book that can be expressed in burning and that type of stuff. By the way, the royal family in Qatar are worth $335 billion. Their net worth is more than a lot of big countries. Yeah, he owns the super yachts and all that type of stuff, but he wants to talk about income inequality. Anyway, he's talked about the Quran being burned in some countries. And it's not an issue of freedom of speech. Look, the Bible can be burned in our country. I'm not an advocate of the Bible being burned. But in some countries, he's saying that the Quran is being burned, and that's a problem. I love when these guys talk about income inequality, and this guy's got a super yacht that's worth more than anything that we would ever be able to own in our lifetime. We could probably take all our listeners combined and all their money, and we still couldn't afford the super yacht. But this is the guy that's going to talk about income inequality. This is awesome. 18-year-old New York City woman was rescued from an alleged sex trafficker who met her online, drove her 70 miles from her home, and forced her to become a sex slave. Jarvis Pruitt, 33 years old, of New York, allegedly met the victim on an app called Oogly in July. She was 18 years of age. Her father had kicked her out. He reached out. She had just finished high school. She became a sex slave for this guy's and many, many others. She was living in a homeless shelter at the time. She was rescued, and evidently now her and her family are back together. Tom's special session could be coming. Michelle Lujan Gresham has said that no special session is coming down the pike. So if they decide that a special session is needed in New Mexico to deal with crime or maybe the impeachment of the governor, how much will it cost?
At least $800,000.
It's about $51,000 a day.
Yep.
For every day the special session is going on, is what they're saying. Now, the governor has the authority to call a special session, and she has done so.
She did last year, remember?
Yeah, I think, if I'm not mistaken, she has done so every year that she has been governor.
Hasn't called one yet this year, though.
No, not yet. But if she does, It would cost $51,000 a day. The last one cost taxpayers $65,000 a day.
Yeah, they were short. It was a day or two.
Lots and lots of money. All right, 877-396-W105. Wrap up the tax boob of the day coming up next.
Hey, Lovington Liberal says, oh, here we go again. The broke Republicans blaming the Mexicans. If you're broke ASS...
Wait. I went way beyond the Call of Duty to say that this was not a Mexican problem, that this is much more than a Mexican problem. But thank you for not cleaning out your ears.
Well, he goes on to say, if you're broke ASS, can't make it, get a second job or a better job, or why don't you budget wisely, says Lovington Liberal.
Did anybody say anything about not being able to make it? It's about fairness. Why are foreigners getting things that Americans aren't getting? Why are they getting free health care? And Americans are not getting free health care. I don't know. It seems pretty simple to me, right and wrong. And if you like it so much, you ought to bring some into your family and take care of them. Take the doors off your house. Take the windows off while you're at it.
Let's go to the phone lines. Good morning. You are on B and the Breakfast Club.
Good morning, fellas. This is Jay from Loving.
Hey, Jay.
Hey, what's up?
Kevin, I got a prediction, Kevin. You mentioned getting your junk grabbed at the airport earlier. I'm just wondering how fast Tom's frequent flyer miles are going to go up now.
Yeah, I mean, that's the most attention he'll get in a long time.
Yeah, I figure he's going to fly all over the planet now.
Well, but he's got to find somebody to pay for it.
He'll do it.
Yeah, he's got to find somebody to pay for it. So I'm sure somebody will pay for it, though. No doubt.
A little light bulb go off above his head.
Yeah, if it goes, it will be a light bulb moment at some point. Hey, thank you, buddy. You take it easy. Tom on the text.
Why do politicians know how to spend money, but they don't know how to make it? Says this one texter.
Because the government's not about making money. I mean, name one thing that the government has done really well. That's why when they talk about government health care, I'm like, VA has worked out so well.
And, they burn our American flag all over the world, says this text. So, I would enjoy burning the Quran, says the text.
I wouldn't burn the Quran because I think every religion should have, with the exception of satanic worship, should be respected. I might not agree with it, might not believe in it, but I would give it the respect.
This one text says, what happens in our country should not be questioned by any other country, period, says the text.
Well, nobody tells anybody any different. I mean, think about it. We got people that come over to this country all the time and bitch and moan about our country.
And politicians, you know what? They know how to make themselves money, says the text.
No doubt. All right, let's get to the boob of the day, being brought to you by Desert Functional Medicine and Aesthetics. Medical professionals on staff. Go in there, get that deep dive into your blood work. Find out what the heck is going on with you. They offer stem cell therapy, ozone therapy. They offer treatment that will get down to the root cause of the problem. This is not a place where they're going to hand out pharmaceuticals. They're going to hand out natural remedies to make you feel better. Natural remedies like ozone injections in your back and in your shoulders. Takes away the pain. Stem cell. Guys, if you're going through a time in your life where the libido is gone, your get up and go is gone, you're not feeling confident, you're not feeling good, You ought to go talk to the guys at Desert Functional. Let them do a dive into your blood to find out what's going on with you and see where your testosterone level is. Maybe your hormones are out of whack. Maybe your estrogen, and I'm not saying that to be funny, maybe your estrogen is way high and your testosterone is way low. It can make you feel terrible. Let them optimize your hormones and get you going. Ladies, if you're not feeling right, maybe going through menopause, hormonal optimization is for you. 3900 North Lovington Highway, Hobbs, America. Online at thedesertfma.com. Follow them on Facebook. Proud sponsor of the Boob of the Day.
Now, you would expect to hear about something like this in a Rambo movie. Not in real life. A 61-year-old guy, my age, in Northern California, got stabbed by a random pursuer. That's the word they were looking for, over the weekend. But when he pulled the knife out and actually stabbed the guy that was trying to stab him. It happened on Saturday near Napa, just north of San Francisco. A trespasser, 33-year-old Andrew Dixon, and the homeowner went out around 9 a.m., so he walked outside of his house because the power had went out. Now, it's not clear whether the assailant had cut the power or not, but it ended up in a fight between the homeowner and Andrew. Well, Andrew stabbed the homeowner, the 61-year-old man, in the back. The man pulled the knife out of his torso and attacked Andrew, stabbing Andrew several times, and used the knife to hold him and subdue him until cops got there. Now, neither suffered life-threatening injuries, but Andrew's were serious. And cops arrested Andrew for assault, attempted murder, and elder abuse. This is where the story upsets me. 61 is counted as an elder? I'll show you, elder. I got you, elder, hanging. Anyway, they following him for elder abuse, and that's the boob of the day.
Boob of the day brought to you by Desert Functional Medicine Aesthetics, 829. They had somebody send me the press release, Tom, from Diana Luce about the Alexis Murray Smith found guilty. We did talk about it yesterday. She was found guilty in that case, but she, in the conclusion of the 5-day trial, only took her 5 days. The judge, Lisa Riley, juries returned a guilty verdict on all counts against Alexis Murray Smith. Smith charged with child abuse, intentional child abuse, resulting in greater bodily harm. That 12-year-old son of hers died from a fentanyl overdose. District Attorney Diana Luce and the Assistant District Attorney Megan Kirtley prosecuted that case. Permitting children to become victims or worse is a direct result of abuse and neglect that will not be tolerated in our courts, said Diana Luce. So thank you, Diana Luce, for getting that conviction. Of course, if you're not familiar with the case, this woman and her mother, the mom and grandmother, had fentanyl and methamphetamine in their house. And this boy had overdosed several times before. And on this day, he fatally induced too much fentanyl at 12 years of age. I can't even imagine. And overdosed. Now, mom and grandmother had hit him with the Narcan a couple times and brought him back on previous occurrences. Sad part about this is they had removed the kids from the home, Child Protective Services, CYFD, and put them back in the home. Because their goal was to reestablish a family. Maybe their goal should be to look out for the betterment of the kids. That's what I would say. That's just me. Morning show this morning being brought to you by our friends at Main Trailer Sales in Roswell. Don't go camping without Main Trailer Sales, serving southeast New Mexico with the largest inventory. They have 2 lots packed with new and pre-owned RVs and fifth wheels. Go online right now and check them out. You can take the virtual tour of every one of their units. MainTrailerSalesInc.com. Great customer service, great value, great pricing. They've been around for over 65 years. That says something about a business. 575-622-1751. Don't go camping without Main Trailer Sales. Wrap it up, Tom. We're taking a break.
All right, Sean in Carlsbad is texting. Tom, they might burn the American flag in those big cities. Try doing that in a small town, he says. And John in Carlsbad says, Russ is a geriatric. Are you old already? Senior citizen?
I'm somehow this morning my back's starting to hurt. I don't know.
Oh, welcome to my world. That's every day.
And another texter says, Russ sounds like he's an old dusty fart.
I'm going to tell you this much. That girl yesterday wore me out with that massage. I've been hurting all day.
Does it give you gas?
No, I'm still, Tom, I'm sore as hell. She worked me out.
Nice.
All I know is this geriatric old man yesterday pulled up in his truck, jumped out on the driver's side, grabbed a bale of hay and pulled it up, pulled it to my chest and tossed it all the way across the pickup and into the top of the feeder.
Yeah.
So
that's a workout right there. That is a workout.
I'm just old and invalid, man. I mean,
that's a workout. Katy Perry signed a deal to sell the rights to her 5 studio albums. How much do you think that's worth?
I'm going to say
she started in 2008 to 2020.
$5 million.
She got $5 million. $225 million.
What? For real?
Yeah. Wow. Crayola, known for, colorful crayons for more than a century, is going into the flower business.
What?
They're launching a Crayola Flowers online flower selling business. They're selling bright bouquets and boxes of flowers and all kind of stuff. So Crayola getting into the flower business. And you hear about all the tea in China all the time.
Yeah.
All the tea in China. Starbucks has just spent $220 million on coffee produced in China. Where could that go wrong? And we've got another round of Prime Days on Amazon coming up October 10th and 11th, right before Christmas. Prime Days, where people get on there and buy stuff that they really don't need. All right, some of the stories that we're going to talk about. New Mexico public defenders on the last line of defense for the accused. We'll talk about that coming up this morning. Bilkin making news. He's supposed to be, there he is. That's Merrick Garland. He's testifying this morning about why did he give Biden all these deals, Hunter Biden. And Bilkin meets with the Chinese deputy. Wait. How many times are we going to travel to China to meet with these folks? Unbelievable. Elon Musk could be the answer to the UAW strike. He could be the guy that reaps some of the benefits.
Wow. Yeah.
And the Mexican, I did the story about the Mexican train. Taekwondo instructor gets 50-year sentence for recording kids in the changing room.
Oh, my.
Yeah. And over $1 million in counterfeit merchandise seized by Border Protection at O'Hare Airport. We'll talk about that coming up. And did you know there is a journalist, American citizen, being held in prison in Ukraine? Why haven't we got them out yet? And suspect in custody for that murder of that Los Angeles sheriff. We'll get to those stories and more coming up next. Our number 877-396-W105 News this morning being brought to you by Chance Materials. Reminding you every project begins with a solid foundation. They've got ready-mix concrete, great customer service, awesome customer service. They serve all of Southeast New Mexico. Yeah, they've got the plants in Roswell and in Carlsbad. If you're hearing me, they can probably serve you. Give them a call, 575-363-3240, chancematerials.com, chancematerials.com for more information about ready-mix concrete. Let's check and find out what's going on with news. Before we do that, let's qualify folks for the cash this morning. Cash blowout on W105.
Hobbs Truck and Trailer presents the W105 Cash Blowout.
Call now.
Call 877-396-W105 now. Be one of the first 5 people to call in for your chance to win $105. The W105 Cash Blowout.
I want my money.
I want it now.
Call in now to win.
News brought to you by Stone Oilfield Services in Lovington. Getting the job done right every time since 2004.
Proudly serving most phases of the oil field process, Stone Oilfield Services has a fleet of over 60 trucks and a workforce of over 100 employees. From water transport to kill and vac truck operations, flowback services and pit filling to the clean out of rigs and tanks, as well as oiling and acidizing, Stone Oilfield believes in getting the job done right every time. Their central motto, do what you say you can do. Call them today at 575-396-1840. That's 396-1840.
MTD Radio News. I'm Joe Miller. New Mexico State Police investigating an incident that occurred on an Amtrak train traveling through New Mexico. State police say they were called to the train for an assault between 2 males that happened on the train. The train stopped west of Albuquerque near State Road 6. Police say during the altercation, a 66-year-old male hit a 29-year-old male with a weapon that was described as similar to a machete. The 29-year-old was taken to UNM Hospital for his injuries. The 66-year-old man arrested for that assault. No word on the charges he faces as of today. An Oklahoma-based oil and gas company increased its Permian Basin presence through 3 buyouts valued at a total of about $1.2 billion, including assets in both the western Delaware and eastern Midland sub-basins. The 3 sales will total in 54,000 acres with about 248 million barrels of oil reserves, producing about 35,000 barrels of oil equivalent per day from about 150 working locations. The deal, a combination of stock and cash transactions, expected to increase to an average of 55,000 by the end of 2024. It'll grow Vital Energy's Permian Basin position to about 250,000 acres. Planning for 2 important sewer projects in the city of Carlsbad moved forward after the city council approved nearly $2 million in grant money from the state of New Mexico. The environmental department granting $1 million for the city to plan, design, and equip a second sewer wet well at the primary sewer lift station. The city of Carlsbad ranked both projects as top priorities for infrastructure capital improvement plan for 2025 through 2029. The Carlsbad City Council approving the listing of more than 50 municipal projects as part of their ICIP, including the 2 sewer projects. That's what's happening. I'm Joe Miller, MTD Radio News.
This Artesia High School Bulldogs update being brought to you by TMJ Auto Repair LLC. They're your professionals for all your automotive repair needs. TMJ is a proud supporter of the Artesia Bulldogs. Go Bulldogs!
TMJ Auto Repair LLC, located at 603 West Main Street in Artesia, is your one-stop shop for all your automotive and tire service needs. They specialize in mechanical repairs, alignments, suspension, tires, AC service and repair. They also do exhaust, brakes, and oil changes. Call them today at 575-746-8878 or find them on the web at www.tmjautorepair.com. TMJ Auto Repair is a proud sponsor of Artesia High School Bulldog football. Go Bulldogs!
The Artesia Bulldogs will probably be the #1 team in New Mexico after they beat 6A Cleveland last Friday night in Artesia. Coach Jeremy Maupin says, though, one win does not make the season.
I told them the pinnacle of our season's not beating one team. It's finishing the season as a state championship. That's our goal. That's always been our goal, and we're going to try to just keep getting better every week.
And one of the players that is coming into his own is their quarterback.
And our quarterback, Nia Estrada, had probably his best game of the season. Did a really good job of moving in the pocket, threw for a little over 300 yards. Just an all-time performance for him. So just really excited about where we are right now.
And the two most storied football programs in New Mexico square off on Friday night when Lovington comes to town. Lovington has 19 state championships, and the Artesia Bulldogs have 31. Kickoff 7 p.m. Friday at the Bulldog Bowl.
This Artesia High School Bulldogs update has been brought to you by TMJ Auto Repair, LLC, located 603 Main Street in Artesia. TMJ Auto Repair is a proud supporter of your Artesia Bulldogs. Go Bulldogs!
Van Zandt Controls and Eagle Automation, 1506 Airway Drive in Carlsbad, is having their Schneider Electric Customer Appreciation Day, Wednesday, September 20th from 11:30 to 1. Come let Van Zandt Controls and Eagle Automation say thank you to their current and future customers with fajitas for lunch on them and lots of giveaways at their Carlsbad office. Wednesday, September 20th, 11:30 to 1. Don't miss the Van Zandt Controls and Eagle Automation Schneider Electric Customer Appreciation Day, 1506 Airway Drive in Carlsbad.
Southeast New Mexico weather.
Over the Southeast Plains of New Mexico on this Wednesday, 285 corridor temperatures, 95 degrees in Roswell, 96 Carlsbad, Artesia, Hobbs and Lovington at 93 degrees. The rain chance is 30% over southeast New Mexico and the corridor. Now, tomorrow's temperatures in the upper 80s in Hobbs and Lovington with a 35% chance for thunderstorms, 30% for Carlsbad with high temperatures, lower 90s. For W105 FM, I'm meteorologist Ron Roberts.
Your country plays on W105.
Wake up! Wake up! Wake up!
Be in the Breakfast Club being powered by Carlsbad Chevrolet and carlsbadchevrolet.com. Call or text 877-396-W105.
There is no more drilling. I haven't formed any new drilling.
Everybody just scream!
877-396-W105. We are being the Breakfast Club. Los Angeles couple captured on their ring security cameras. Backyard pool. Yeah, got crashed by uninvited guests. A family of bears. Doesn't say if they were black bears or brown bears or polar bears. Tom, would there be polar bears in Los Angeles?
Yeah, a zoo, right?
Yeah, I don't know if the polar bears because they're in cold climates, but I didn't want to leave out the white bear, okay? Because I said brown and black bears. I didn't want to leave out the white bears, but they crashed into their home and got in the pool.
Okay.
I'm gonna be honest. I would rather bears in my pool than kids, mainly because they're less likely to be filled with urine. Yeah, and so I'd take the bears over the. I would. Forecasters from the National Weather Service and Topeka, Kansas, captured a severe video. They're calling it the Corn Devil, swirling through the field Friday, and you could see corn floating in the air like it was being ripped off the cob.
Ooh.
And corn going everywhere. That is what we call a farmer's nightmare. 877-396-W105, and the Breakfast Club. American golfer Gary Woodland undergoing surgery to remove a brain tumor. And tragic news yesterday coming out of LSU. Starting safety, who transferred 2 years ago from Arkansas, Greg Brooks, was determined to have a tumor in his brain. Had been suffering vertigo since the summer. Of course, he's out indefinitely and will probably never touch the football field. Many people praying that it is non-cancerous at this point. Prayers going out to Greg Brooks. Classic thing, the the coach from Arkansas, who LSU plays, gave him the thoughts and prayers at his annual press conference. And Marilyn Manson announced was sentenced 20 years of community service and fined on Monday, pled no contest to blowing her nose on a videographer at a concert in 2019. That's just nasty. That did so. And I'm going to be honest. I haven't figured out if Marilyn Manson is a dude or a chick.
Yeah, he's a dude.
So Marilyn Manson's a dude?
Oh, yeah.
Wow, I had no idea. New Mexico, public defenders, last line of defense for the accused, Tom. They've got a tough job, don't they?
Yeah.
Defending the accused.
Guilty or not guilty, they're defending them, yeah.
Well, yeah. Evidently, nationwide, we have a public defender's crisis. They're sounding the alarm in New Mexico. Public defenders, we don't have enough of them. Of course, the rate of pay is not good.
No.
But they've had a serious problem for over the last year. In fact, they say it's been going on for 5 years that we do not have enough public defenders. I could never be a public defender. I could be the prosecutor.
Right.
I have no problem being the prosecutor, but defending somebody that I know is guilty, I couldn't do it. Thank God this has happened. Suspect in custody for the murder of the Los Angeles Sheriff's deputy, 30-year-old, was killed, and they do have a person of interest in that case. Following tips from the community in a tense standoff, police arrested 29-year-old Palmdale man, 36 after he ambushed and shot that young deputy. So at least they have somebody in custody. What is the motive behind this? They have no motive at this point. None. YouTube stops Russell Brand from monetizing any of his videos after the allegations of rape. And more information coming out. It does not look good for Russell Brand. He's got a YouTube channel that has 6.6 million subscribers. And YouTube has put the screeching halt to all of that, as there's rape and sexual assault claims coming out against Russell Brand. Over 1 million counterfeit merchandise seized at the O'Hare Airport. O'Hare Airport is where, Tom?
Chicago,
Illinois. Yeah, dozens of counterfeiters' designed products confiscated by the Border Patrol. If you've never watched that show, To Catch a Smuggler or whatever it's called.
Catch a Thief, yeah.
That's an awesome show. So they caught 53 Rolex watches coming in and Gucci handbags and all kind of other stuff. Now, you can bring in a couple, but, I mean, you get 56 Gucci watches, they're probably going to think something's going on.
Right.
Just something. That's over $1 million in merchandise. And can you believe that we have an American citizen journalist sitting in a Ukrainian prison? Nobody's ever said anything about this. State Department confirmed this.
Yeah.
As Biden begs for billions of dollars for more Ukrainian money, but we've got an American citizen sitting in a Zelensky jail while lawmakers on Capitol Hill in Washington, D.C. debate about giving him another $40 billion for military aid. The American journalist, his name is Gonzo Lira, is sitting in a Ukrainian prison over allegations that he spread Russian propaganda.
No.
Throwing into question the status of freedom of speech. I guess there is no freedom of speech in the Zelensky world. So this man's sitting in a Ukrainian prison, which is probably not up to the standards of an American prison.
No, he ain't getting 3 squares. I tell you what's going on with him, B. He found out something about Zelensky and they're not going to let him talk about it. They're going to keep
Have
him in
you
prison.
gone and watched the video of Zelensky dancing when he was a comedian? You ought to go watch that. That'll give you a whole nother approach to Zelensky. But Zelensky is asking for $40 billion more.
I don't think so.
Well, look, there are Republicans that are going to go along with it, like your boy Mike Pence. Not a problem.
Don't do it, Mike.
Taekwondo instructor gets 50 years in prison for recording kids in the changing room. Absolutely despicable. This 32-year-old man who taught Taekwondo in Colorado for over a decade sentenced 50 years in prison for clandestinely filming children in the changing rooms. Had hundreds of thousands of videos and photos of the kids. Eric Chen pled guilty to 3 counts of sexually exploitation of kids. Tom in the text, Elon Musk. We'll talk about that next.
All right, this is Cactus from Carlsbad this morning. I'm just going to throw this out there. And instead of having abortion so heavily in the news, this text says, how about we actually start fixing people like that so they don't have kids? Because this is disgusting. People like that should just rot, says Cactus from Carlsbad this morning.
Oh, that's taking away their rights, Cactus. It's like somebody being on welfare and continuously having babies. I say, we support the first baby. The second baby, we support and say no more. One more baby, and we fix you. Because the United States government is not your baby's daddy. Take care of your kids. That's only my opinion, though, Tom.
There you go. And this other text says, that journalist, he's in prison for leaking the truth, which I said earlier. And they got polar bears at the L.A. Zoo? Asked this one texter.
Yeah, it's in the air-conditioned part of the zoo.
Right. And morning, guys, about Russell Brand. I know he had a bad drug problem, and I really don't know if he's guilty or innocent. But what I do know as a woman is it's very fishy that these random women come forward with charges decades later. And
I agree. Whenever that happens, I'm always suspect.
Yeah. It's only hearsay. I mean, that ain't right at all. Says
Russell Brand supposedly had a heroin issue back in the day. And, usually if you're doing heroin, your desire for sex is not that much because all you do is fall asleep. Don't be like Tom on a date.
Yeah. And Chrissy, our health correspondent, says, I miss you guys. She just went to Missouri to help the nurses down there. So she'll be there at least, 6-8 more weeks. So
she's on the road again.
Yeah, she's on the road again. Well, we miss you down here too.
Elon Musk and Tesla could be the big winners when it comes to this UAW strike. Look, there are a certain amount of people that can afford a Tesla.
Right.
And there's a certain amount of people. So I don't know if it's a win for Elon Musk.
I did some research on something. And I think I know why the push on electric cars is being backed by the car companies. If you look at the manpower studies that it takes to run the factory to make the cars and the materials making the cars, making an electric car is not more expensive.
They're not.
It's less expensive to make the electric car than it is a regular car, but they're able to sell it because it's an electric car at 30 to 40% more. So,
it's something we've never talked about. Do the electric cars last? We know those batteries.
Right.
It's going to come.
They don't last as long, so you're going to have to replace them more often.
8 years.
They cost you more money to buy, and they're less expensive and take less manpower to build. So now tell me why the car companies would be all behind the electric vehicles. They can build them cheaper. They can sell them for more. They use less manpower.
But
wow,
when you insure one, though, is that going to cost more than a fuel?
I'm sure, because the value of the vehicle, they say, is more because it's electric.
More.
Right. Even though it costs them less to make it because it's electric, they charge us more for it.
Anthony Bilkin is back meeting with the Chinese deputy after supposedly we got tensions among the Chinese in America. So the Secretary of State met with the Chinese deputy leader, Hong Xing, on a visit to the UN. How many times we got to meet with China? It just seems like maybe we didn't do a good enough job kissing their ass the first time. So this is a face-to-face diplomacy. I mean, we already give China pretty much everything. What more can we give?
Oh, I'm sure there's plenty more we can give.
All right, good news of the day coming up in just a second. Check of the weather. We got rain in the forecast. We got some rain in the forecast next. Today, sunny and 95. Low tonight getting down to 68. That's when the rain starts. 20% chance of rain tonight. 30% chance of rain tomorrow. And by Friday, the rain is gone. In fact, if you're heading to a ball game, getting down to about 66. Friday night, no rain in the forecast. Check of the weather being brought to you by Seminole Siding and Construction, trusted name across Southeast New Mexico. Siding, they've got, they can take care of all your windows, seamless gutters, metal buildings, metal roofs, and more, even the shingle roof. So if you got some damage to your roof, you got the information from the insurance company. Seminole Siding and Construction, they work diligently with the insurance company to get the job finished. Give them a call, 575-391-1430, Seminole Siding and Construction.com for more information. All right, guys, we're going to take a break. We're coming back. Keep you updated with all the news. News this morning being brought to you by Roswell Livestock and Farm Supply. Homegrown and proud of it. Certified Purina dealer for all your animals. They can also take care of pretty much anything, any project you got going on the farm or ranch. Western Wear is available there. Check them out today online at RoswellLivestock.com or visit them. 1105 East 2nd in Roswell. Also find them in Capitan, Lincoln County Mercantile. Coming right back, straight up 8 o'clock, straight up 9 o'clock, KWMW, Maljamar, 105.1 FM. Checking in with news, but first, let's qualify folks for the cash.
Dobbs Truck and Trailer presents the W105 Cash Blowout.
Call now.
Call 877-396-W105 now. Be one of the first 5 people to call in for your chance to win $105. The W105 Cash Blowout.
I want my money.
I want it now.
Call in now to win.
Fox News. I'm Chris Foster. Attorney General Merrick Garland's about to appear before the House Judiciary Committee accused by Republicans of protecting President Biden and his son Hunter.
His opening statement reads, quote, "There is not one set of laws for the powerful and another for the powerless, one for the rich, another for the poor, one for Democrats, another for Republicans, or different rules depending on one's race or ethnicity or religion. Our job is to pursue justice without fear or favor."
Fox's Brooks Singman. Florida Senator Rick Scott's joined by 46 other Republicans asking to reinstate enforcement of the Senate dress code.
They say loosening the rules disrespects the institution. Scott tweeting, "The Senate floor is a special place. It's not hard to show it some respect and dress like a grown-up." The Senate dress code previously required coats and ties for men and business attire for women.
Fox's Chris DeMeo. America's listening to Fox News.
For every road you take, it's Permian Chevrolet.
The most trusted and reliable people are those at Permian Chevrolet in Hobbs. Trusted to find you and get you and your family into the car or truck of your dreams. Reliable even way after the sale. Permian Chevrolet's people take care of their customers. Give Permian Chevrolet a chance today. You won't be disappointed.
For every road you take, it's Permian Chevrolet.
701 West Navajo in Hobbs or anytime at PermianGM.com.
This is Davis Smith, the Gorilla Lawyer, and I'm talking to you from my office on 3130 North Grimes in Hobbs, New Mexico. Our office has exploded with new clients. And do you know why? Fast settlements, fantastic customer service, and man, we love paying our clients money. If you get injured in a car wreck, you come see the Gorilla. Remember, if you get injured, you get the Gorilla.
Visit 3130 North Grimes or call 575-964-2720. That's 964-2720.
Honey, what are you doing? It's 4 a.m.
Well, I'm making a big breakfast for you and the kids. We got to get going this morning. It's a long drive to Midland Airport.
I booked our flights out of our airport here in Hobbs. It's in town, not in Texas.
Well, you want some toast?
Is that strawberry?
Organic boysenberry.
I'm going back to bed.
Love you.
Flying in and out of Hobbs gives you more time and less stress. So when it's time to fly, you gotta fly Hobbs.
It's time to get spicy. It's the annual United Way Chili Cook-Off coming up Friday, September 2nd and Saturday, September 23rd. Enjoy your local chefs as they cook up some of your favorites for competition entry while taking in the car show, the arts and crafts fair, and Lee County's nonprofits as well. The event starts at 10 a.m. each day, and if you would like to enter the competition, it's just $20 per category. Help the United Way continue to fund over 20 different Lee County nonprofit organizations during this year's annual Chili Cook-Off, Friday, September 22nd and Saturday, September 23rd. For more information, please contact Marcus 575-964-3040. That's 575-964-3040.
Lee County Electric Cooperative is happy to introduce a smarter, easier way to manage your Lee County Electric account. It's called Smart Hub. Now you can pay your bill anywhere, anytime with 24-hour access to your account. It's free and simple to use. Just search for the Smart Hub app on your cell phone or device and download the free app. Or go to the website at lcecnet.com. Look for the Smart Hub logo to view your account or pay your bill online. Managing your Lee County Electric account conveniently and securely with Smart Hub. Lee County Electric, owned by those we serve.
Platinum Auto Service of Carlsbad is under new ownership. They offer preventative maintenance, diagnostics, and fleets are welcome. Right now, there's short wait time and fast service on brakes, tires, AC service, alignments, lift kits, and more. Stop by and meet the friendly staff today and get back on the road. Call 575-689-6900. Platinum Auto Services, 606 South Canal, Carlsbad.
That is the sound of your company logo getting printed on 500 shirts. Smart move. And an even smarter move in choosing the experts.
Awesome Graphics, serving Southeast New Mexico and West Texas for 15 years, can not only brand your t-shirts, they can embroider your polos, hats, and jackets. They can print your signs and stickers, large and small. They can handle vinyl graphics for your vehicle. Are the windows in your business too plain? Awesome can print custom decals that allow you to see out, but your customers just see your logo. In fact, Awesome Graphics can put your logo on practically every promotional item under the sun, from coffee cups and water bottles to keychains and sun visors for your company vehicles. Want authentic Yeti ramblers, mugs, or tumblers customized with your company logo? Awesome Graphics is ready. Stop by 523 West Sanger and Hobbs for ideas or simply visit myawesomegraphics.com. Trust Awesome Graphics and rest assured whatever they printed on, your logo will look awesome.
Attention Permian Basin businesses, your success is our priority. B2B MVD is your trusted partner for fast and friendly MVD service. Need registration renewals, title transfers, license plate replacement, or lost title assistance? Look no further. Need DOT services or account setup? Just call B2B MVD at 575-665-3676 today to experience hassle-free solutions. Remember, that's 575-665-3676. B2B MVD, committed to being your partner for success. Drive your business forward confidently knowing we're here to simplify your MVD experience. Located at the Broadmoor Tower in Hobbs.
This is Davis Smith, the Gorilla Lawyer, and I'm talking to you from my office on 3130 North Grimes in Hobbs, New Mexico. Our office has exploded with new clients. And do you know why? Fast settlements, fantastic customer service, and man, we love paying our clients money. If you get injured in a car wreck, you come see the Gorilla. Remember, if you get injured, you get the Gorilla.
Visit 3130 North Grimes or call 575-964-2720. That's 964-2720.
Can't stand the heat? Get out of the kitchen.
3 things in life are the most valuable: time, self-respect, and love. And being the Breakfast Club has none of the above. Call now, 877-396-W105. Call now.
Eight 877-396-W105. Doritos set the world record using a helicopter to dip a giant chip into a large vat full of melted cheese. By the way, the cheese stretched 49 feet before snapping. So, yeah, that's a big old chip.
That'd been cool to watch.
Doritos. Man, thank you. I'm hungry for some Doritos now. Most important Bob Ross painting fetches $9.8 million. Tom, who is Bob Ross?
No, not back yet. He's working diligently.
Question up. Do you know who Bob Ross is?
Yes.
So Bob Ross is the funky painter. Was he on PBS?
Mostly on PBS, but also Bob Ross had his own little show that was actually a mainstream show for a while on ABC. It just didn't last long.
So Bob Ross with the afro that wasn't an afro. Yeah, his number one painting sold for $9.8 million.
Man,
wow.
He is starting to sell off all, not him, but yeah, his family is starting to sell off all the paintings. Tom, you know who Bob Ross is?
Never heard of the guy.
Never heard of Bob Ross?
Bro, come on.
No.
Tom, Bob Ross, you never heard of Bob Ross?
He's so famous that they actually have a YouTube channel where a comedy guy does an impersonation of him. The painter with the big...
Oh, the Afro guy.
The Afro guy.
Yeah,
there you go.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, by the way, the painting that sold for $9.8 million is called Walking in the Woods.
For real.
It's a depiction of something you'll never see Tom do. Walking and in the woods.
You know, I actually tried his class. Now that you remember who he was, I actually tried his class in college.
That's probably the hardest course that you ever took.
Oh, I can see.
So he had
I know you little Chester. I know why you took the art thing. Oh, no. Come here. Hitting on all the college girls. Oh, let me sketch you. I can see that.
Oh, I can paint you.
So that was kind of like a just a throwaway class where you went and
I could see Tom painting like a chick. It would be like
they did a video on it, you know,
a stick person with two little dots.
Yeah.
A sheriff's office arrested 2 people in El Paso. 2 people arrested for allegedly illegally occupying a home. We got a problem in New Mexico with people either renting a home and you can't get rid of them, or just going into a home and squatting in the home and you can't get rid of them. But evidently in El Paso, they arrested these 2 and charged them with habitation, burglary of a habitation. Thank God they did something. That's a problem that's going on across the United States. Eric Clapton. Tom, best known for doing what?
Well, he wrote several songs. He wrote a song, Tears of Something, when his young son...
Tears in Heaven.
Tears in Heaven. He lost his young son out of a window. So
I'm gonna do the just a medley of the song, and you tell me, da 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 da.
Okay.
You
cocaine.
The song Cocaine.
Cocaine's a good song.
Yeah. So Eric Clapton raised over $1 million for RFK Jr.
Wow.
Look, RFK Jr. made some sense to me And Chewy said we're going to ban all fracking in the United States. He said that over the weekend. Yeah, that was a total different deal.
Of course, he's from Massachusetts.
Well, that's where his family came from.
I would like to dare one of these political people who want to ban fracking to tell me what fracking is. Answer me one question. Tom, can you answer me what the main question? What is the number one chemical? What is 95% of the chemicals that they put downhole in a frack job? What's more than 95% of it?
It's not really a chemical.
Very good. Very good. 95% of what we put down the hole in a fracking operation is water.
Yep.
Yep. Looks like you remember the guy Kevin Sorbo. What was he known for? Kevin Sorbo.
He was known as a warrior in a TV series.
Are you really going there, Tom?
Well, he was. I mean, didn't he
have
a
warrior?
I mean, like
a warrior.
Didn't he have like a crush on?
Wasn't he like animal Beastmaster?
No, he was Hercules.
Hercules. I was thinking he's Beastmaster.
That's a warrior right there. Hercules was a warrior.
Hercules.
So what about him?
Anyway, Hercules came out and said that we need Hollywood to become more manly.
Oh.
I really been thinking about this as I look at men, and especially I'm not bashing any Asian men. But as I look at Chinese men and Korean men, because I was around a bunch of them on the plane, they're not really manly. And then when I look in the United States, men are not the men that they used to be. Think about Hollywood back in the day. Thinking about the stars that we had in Hollywood.
John Wayne.
Yeah, I mean, we had manly men. And nowadays, the men are just not as manly as they used to be. Do we need more manly men? Look, it is a design plan that started in Europe and in Asia to emasculate men. Tom, do you know what that word means?
Yeah, take away their masculine stuff.
Take away their masculinity. So I'm seeing it happening all over the world where men are not as manly as they used to be.
I have another term for this. And I've been saying this, that the media was our most important, our most dangerous thing in our country was our own media, and that the end goal for the left was to install the utter wussification of the American male. Until they take our guns away and turn us into a bunch of wusses, they can't control us the way they want.
Well, and they want to make it to be that, if you're a man, that's a bad thing. No, it's not a bad thing. We're not women. And by God, thank God we don't want to be women, and you ought to be thankful too.
On Kevin, on that actor, he went on to do several Christian movies, and then he was blackballed in Hollywood.
Yes, when he went into the Christian film genre, and that's when they turned on him. You're correct.
Looks like the last ride, fatal motorcycle crash, settles out of court for $1 million. Supposedly, there's a remote stretch of pavement along Highway 60 just outside of Mountain Air in central New Mexico that back on a fall day of September at mile marker 204, heartbreaking tragedy happened. And this gentleman lost his life. Hell broke loose and he lost his life. Well, anyway, they settled that case for over $1 million. Mountain Air resident Billy Wyman and Carl Baumgartner, said it was horrific. Billy was at a national monument. He was a national monument park ranger when he lost his life. And the state has settled this case for $1 million. $1 $1 million. Tell you what, the state will settle pretty much they will, any case. Ohio Democrat makes an alarming remark about Biden's and saying that death is intimate when it comes to his age. Of course he is. Look, we're all going to die. Chances of Biden dying in office, if he's reelected, are quite high. Can you imagine the stress of being president of the United States?
Oh,
I know damn good I wouldn't want that job. I would not want that job. All right, we're going to take a break. Coming up, good news of the day. I got 2 more stories to get to. Lubbock man who stormed the Capitol on January 6th found guilty. Texas man found guilty in District of Columbia Court. 3 charges, including 1 felony and 2 misdemeanors. And the action that he took led to his arrest. Ryan Zink, 34 years old, Lubbock, Texas, found guilty in a jury trial. Has not been sentenced yet, but has been found guilty. And California serial killer accused of murdering his cellmate. Well, what do you expect? He's a serial killer. Why is he going to stop now? Los Angeles serial killer Roman Escobar is recently charged with murdering his cellmate. The cellmate, Juan Villanova, 53 years old, was found dead in his, and, they said definitely was his cellie for sure. All right, we're going to take a break. Tom on the text, if you would.
This texter is saying, is it noisy at night with street racing and bass systems in Lovington and in Hobbs? And how about that brake stuff that you talk about?
That's base systems. I'm going to say there is an ongoing problem, and I don't know about Hobbs because I don't try to sleep at night in Hobbs. But are there no more noise or rules? The other night, we had guys till 12 midnight riding unmuffled four-wheelers up and down the trailer park. And I never seemed to get any response from the police about it. And some of the noise in Lovington, I'm sorry, it's been a change. It's just happened over the last 6 months that the street racings and from loud exhaust to loud music to the parties it's allowed to continue past midnight at night to things like illegal off-road vehicles being ridden in town and everything is just getting worse and worse and worse. And I don't know why they don't enforce those rules anymore. Sounds like
there's none of that, right?
That sounds like my trailer park till about midnight, almost every damn night. Sounds like that.
Wow.
Yes. And you wonder why I'm a little draggy the last few mornings when I woke up. It's impossible to sleep, dude. Now on top of that sound, put some loud recreational vehicles in with that, and some general yelling and screaming and barking dogs, and throw that all together. Try to go to bed and get up at 4:30 in the morning. Yeah.
Huh. Now, where I live, it's owned by a local civic leader, so she don't put up with that crap. It's pretty quiet at my place. You can move over there if you want. There's a bunch of spaces there, right?
You must be deaf. You don't live that far from me, man.
I don't.
I just
I love you, B. I love you. Thank you, man.
I wanted to make you feel at home. All right, we got good news of the day coming up next. We're going to keep you updated with everything going on. Tom and the Tax, wrap her up, bro.
All right, they tried the electric car for the first time way back in the 1800s, says
they
the
did.
texter.
Yeah, it didn't work out.
Right. And Russ, it's pretty bad on Hobbs, too, says this one texter. And what's the latest with Coy Griffin? I don't know. I haven't talked to him in a while, but we'll try
Coy's just trying to live his life.
Yeah.
And then somebody says, Russ, you must live near me because it's been an everyday occurrence for the past couple of years. Yeah, we must live just a few doors down, brother.
Vroom, 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 vroom. 877-396-W105. We are P of the Breakfast Club. Taking a break, getting you updated with the good news on the way. News this morning being brought to you by State Representative, District 61, Randy Pettigrew. He's running for re-election. This would be his third term. You want to make sure and send somebody to Santa Fe that's going to stand up for your rights. Randy, well, I tell you what, the moment he found out about the governor coming out with this constitutional breaching executive order, he was forefront with the Republican Party going, stop, wait a minute, we are going to sue the pants off of you. He's a guy that puts his money where the mouth is, too. Look, lawsuits take money. Lawyers need to get paid. He donated money because he cares. That's the type of person we need in Santa Fe. So if you can, please, if you could contribute to his campaign, he needs your help. And in return, you get somebody that's there for you. If you need help in Santa Fe dealing with the DMV or whatever, he's there for you. Find out more information. Randall Pettigrew, randallpettigrew.com. 923. Take a break. Coming right.
Can I throw a quick birthday shout out to somebody?
Yeah.
To
Go ahead.
Mason from Courtesy Sporting and Pond, from the whole crew down there. Don't know how much they appreciate you and need you, brother. Happy birthday.
I'll even play a song for him if he likes. I mean,
let me guess.
Happy birthday, Nathan.
Mason. And if the music they were playing was actually that good, it would have been okay. But
there's probably some Bonda music. I actually love Mud. All right, let's take a break. Come right back. Good news of the day coming up next. We're being the Breakfast Club. It is already 9:24.
News brought to you by Stone Oilfield Services in Lovington. Getting the job done right every time since 2004.
Proudly serving most phases of the oil field process, Stone Oilfield Services has a fleet of over 60 trucks and a workforce of over 100 employees. From water transport to kill and vac truck operations, flowback services and pit filling to the clean out of rigs and tanks, as well as oiling and acidizing, Stone Oilfield believes in getting the job done right every time. Their central motto, do what you say you can do. Call them today at 575-396-1840. That's 396-1840.
MTD Radio News. I'm Joe Miller. New Mexico State Police investigating an incident that occurred on an Amtrak train traveling through New Mexico. State police say they were called to the train for an assault between two males that happened on the train. The train stopped west of Albuquerque near State Road 6. Police say during the altercation, a 66-year-old male hit a 29-year-old male with a weapon that was described as similar to a machete. The 29-year-old was taken to UNM Hospital for his injuries. The 66-year-old man arrested for that assault. No word on the charges he faces as of today. An Oklahoma-based oil and gas company increased its Permian Basin presence through 3 buyouts valued at a total of about $1.2 billion, including assets in both the western Delaware and eastern Midland sub-basins. The 3 sales will total in 54,000 acres with about 248 million barrels of oil reserves, producing about 35,000 barrels of oil equivalent per day from about 150 working locations. The deal, a combination of stock and cash transactions, expected to increase to an average of 55,000 by the end of 2024. It'll grow Vital Energy's Permian Basin position to about 250,000 acres. Planning for two important sewer projects in the city of Carlsbad moved forward after the city council approved nearly $2 million in grant money from the state of New Mexico. The environmental department granting $1 million for the city to plan, design, and equip a second sewer wet well at the primary sewer lift station. The city of Carlsbad ranked both projects as top priorities for infrastructure capital improvement plan for 2025 through 2029. The Carlsbad City Council approving the listing of more than 50 municipal projects as part of their ICIP, including the two sewer projects. That's what's happening. I'm Joe Miller, MTD Radio News.
Gear up for football season at Inn of the Mountain Gods. Join us Fridays in September for the Football Fanatics giveaway. Play your favorite slots with your Apache Spirit Club card to earn entries into the Football Fanatics drawing each week. Winners will score awesome merchandise from pro football teams. Football Fanatics, Fridays in September, only at Inn of the Mountain Gods. While supplies last, must be 21 or older. Visit innofthemountaingods.com or see Apache Spirit Club booth for details.
Did you get a lowball trade offer on your vehicle? Did you spend hours haggling over prices? Were you laughed at because of your credit? Of course not. You made the smart choice and went to Roswell Ford. At Roswell Ford, there's never been a better time to save thousands and get approved for the new car or quality pre-owned vehicle you've always wanted. Our lenders' approval requirements are more forgiving than ever. If you have a steady job and proof of residence, you could be approved in minutes. Even with bad credit or no credit, over mileage on your lease, or buried on your loan, Roswell Ford will take any trade, even if you owe $6,000, $8,000, even $10,000 more than your old car is worth, regardless of make, miles, or condition. If you're looking for a new or quality pre-owned vehicle at or near your current monthly payment with little or no money down, visit Roswell Ford today for incredible savings. Roswell Ford, the home of Tailgate Nation at the corner of 9th and Main in Roswell. Plus tax and tag, trade balance refinance to the new loan, subject to lender approval, offers not combined.
If you are using propane or electricity to heat your home and cook your meals, you are paying too much. Contact Zia Natural Gas Company and let them hook you up. In most cases, Zia Natural Gas Company will run the gas line up to your home and set your meter free of charge when you agree to convert your primary heat source to natural gas. Stop paying too much. Visit online at zngc.com and fill out your application today. Zia Natural Gas Company, proudly serving New Mexico for over 30 years.
Artesia Main Street and the Artesia Arts and Cultural District present the 8th annual Red Dirt Black Gold, Saturday, September 30th in downtown Artesia, featuring two of a kind, the Justin Kemp Band, Sonny Sweeney, and the Randy Rogers Band.
Take a swim in a fountain, I don't know, 'cause it's all kind of fuzzy.
Best of all, it's all free. Get more info at reddirtblackgold.com. The 8th annual Red Dirt Black Gold, Saturday, September 30th in downtown Artesia. Sponsored by ConocoPhillips, Mac Energy, Santo Petroleum, and Pecos Valley Production. Ad paid for by Artesia Lodgers Tax.
Carlsbad's evening hotspot is Cal's Shade Western Lounge and Package, featuring nightly drink specials, karaoke Wednesday night, open mic Thursdays for ladies' night with $1 off drinks. Plus, most Friday and Saturday nights feature live music. Don't forget the 24-lane bowling action of Cal's Cactus Lanes Bowling and Recreation Center with Cosmic Bowling Friday and Saturday nights. And eat at Steve-O's Kitchen Wednesday through Saturday. A restaurant, 2 lounges, package store, and recreation center, all at 1611 South Canal in Carlsbad. Cal's Shade Western now hiring bartenders, waitresses, security, and office personnel. Call 887-9012 for Cal's Shade Western.
Come on, shake your body, baby, do that conga. No, you can't control yourself any longer.
Be in the Breakfast Club, powered by Carlsbad Chevrolet, and broadcasting from the Inn of the Mountain Gods studio. Text line at 877-396-W105.
Hello, who are you? I'm your number one fan.
877-396-W105. We got to get to the good news of the day.
Here we go.
Oh yeah, there you go. That's what
I'm
get to
making
listen
Russ
to.
feel right
There
at
you
home.
go. I have something for you, by the way, real quick.
What's that?
Something that Tom brought up earlier in the show, and we just had a call from Bobby Bowen to let us know the insurance rates on the electric cars and everything are almost 25% higher. One of the reasons is the unknowns, the fact that they catch fire, that they don't even have enough data to know what the average cost is. But because of the unknowns connected to these electric cars, 25% higher on insurance to cover those. So here we go. The insurance companies charge you more money. The dealer charges you more money. There's more money for repairs Because like Bobby told
And
me,
they're
he
just
said,
so good that the government is mandating that we all do it.
yeah.
Think about that. All right, we got to get to the good news of the day. Brought to you by Farmers Insurance Agent. Of course, Herschel Rustin Hayes. Find him today, 1105 East 2nd in Lovington, 575-396-0513. Home Auto Life Insurance, Commercial Insurance. Get in touch with our buddy, Rustin Hayes today, proud sponsor of the good news of the day.
This has just made the cutest video that I've ever seen. It's part of our good news. It's a little sister with bangs. Her 15-year-old big sister in Texas is in the middle of a TikTok video. Her 8-year-old sister comes running in terrified because she tried to cut her own bangs. And, of course, it didn't come out right. And it's the day before class pictures. So the girl keeps her TikTok going while she looks up on Google how to cut bangs. And then she puts her 6-year-old up on the chair and she fixes the bangs. Mom was a little upset about it, but it come out all right. And the whole video of the ordeal is now went viral, and it is hilarious to watch. You got to watch this girl lose her mind over her bangs. And the cops in Tampa rescued 10 people on Friday after their boat started sinking near a place called Beer Can Island. Doesn't sound like the beer was a factory, though, but they were all rescued. And a ambitious is what they meant. I'm pretty sure it says amphibious. An ambitious 18-year-old kid in Australia opened his own coffee shop in July and was having trouble getting customers. But he's a teenager, so he's great at social media. He posted a video after no one showed up on day one. It went viral, and the business has been picking up ever since. Good job. And if you ever dreamed of this happening, a couple in South Carolina was watching local news last month and saw a story that one of the winning tickets in the area that was sold had never been claimed. And then they remembered that they hadn't checked their numbers back from August the 9th. It was still in the husband's wallet. He pulled out his wallet and pulled out the tickets and had won $200,000.
Wow.
And there you go. There's your good news stories of the day.
Good news of the day being brought to you by our buddy Herschel Rustin Hayes. Find him today. Tom, anything before we get out of here?
Yeah, we're caught up with everything. There's a long one, but I'll do it tomorrow.
No, you won't.
No, well, let's do it now, right quick. All right, so I live along the irrigation canal in Carlsbad, and the ATVs are always cruising up and down that canal road throughout the night, scouting out people's backyards for easy theft. They've stolen mine and my neighbor's trailers by wire, tying it to the other hitches, even with hitch locks on them. But they also been stealing a lot of other stuff off the other neighborhood backyards. And that's easy to grab, like ice chests and barbecue grills and stuff like that, and he don't like it. Hey.
Thank you, Tom.
Yeah.
God bless you. God, I know you work so hard.
Yeah.
I know we give, but I mean, you're just such a hard worker. Said nobody ever. 877-396-W105. Remember that number will be on the air. We got to take a break. Tradio coming up next. You hear the rain coming down? It is raining like cats and dogs.
I was wondering what that noise was.
That's rain and lightning. News this morning being brought to you by Rocha Air Conditioning Heating. Get in touch with Enrique Rocha. Look, I understand we're coming to the latter part of the summer, but you ought to get your heater checked out, and checked out now with Rocha Air Conditioning and Heating. His number 575-631-1999. Get in touch with Enrique today. I'm out of here. God bless America. God bless you. Tom A., have a great day today. I'm serious. Have an awesome day today. I know we give you a lot of crap, but have an awesome day.
Thanks.